We're going to run the video of Mo Oron
using the monkeyer of Incognito.
I guess this is the video he made. He made it like a week ago. In the realm of this fucking space, this might as well have been a year ago. I'm like really behind the times. But apparently he's trying to make up with no show Nora. I promise next week we'll just do a normal show.
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balaki? I'm for real. Ron.
Ron is back, everyone. Welcome back for more SPTV, where every day...
Where'd he go?
We help one more person leave Scientology. Not literally, guys, but let's pretend that it's every single day. Okay, let's see. I wanted to talk to you.
That's his intro.
Recent efforts to do the opposite of go to war. I want to talk to you guys about some recent efforts to...
That's because you're losing. You're getting your ass kicked in a fucking YouTube war by fucking no-show Nora.
Build bridges, some efforts at reconciliation, some efforts at bringing about some peace. If not for my own benefit, for the benefit of the community, that Scientology has kind of been getting its way, I would say, the last many months.
Getting their way by doing fuck all. I keep saying this. They worship a space alien, but they ain't stupid. Here's what they've been saying about all this. Pete Jensen, we don't run YouTube on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Too many potential TOS issues, essentially. Not that we violate YouTube's terms of service regularly. It's just that the robot might think that we have. So we try to keep it. We do the Sunday show, which is like our news show. We do the local show on Tuesday, and then we do Intellectual Dollar Tree, and that's it on YouTube. But maybe I'll cut this out and put it up on YouTube so that Aaron sees it.
Its way is Scientology's approach to any community that is exposing Scientology, criticizing Scientology, helping people leave Scientology.
There's no community doing that right now.
Is to make it, by the way, please let me know in the live chat if you guys can hear me okay. It is to make it as icky.
No, that's your job. You've made it. I mean, I'm not helping. I'm making it. I got my own amount of ick all up in this business too. Like we are not without blame in this community. we spread the ick too.
Messy, full of conflict, to make it make the environment such that not only does nobody want to join the environment, community environment space, but it actively repels the people who are already there.
Yes.
Now, that doesn't mean the only sources of conflict or upset or strife or drama are from Scientology.
In fact, I say that was as close to zero right now as possible. As close to zero as is possible. They're just making dumb videos about how somebody owns a cupcake shop and is a Scientologist. And we're watching this instead of those. You can thank me or be mad at me. It's up to you.
Influences. But it does mean that we have a community where any natural occurrences of these things inevitably also have, and nobody should be in question about this, dozens and dozens of unseen influences trying to pour gasoline on it, trying to make it worse.
That's just my Twitch chat. You just don't come here. Right now it's approaching 24.
Trying to stoke the flames, trying to take advantage of divisions and make them wider, trying to create new divisions, trying to encourage people who create divisions. And Scientology has really been getting its way in that regard for the last
doing nothing.
3, 6, 9 months or whatever.
Friend, no. Since I think they've been getting their way about you since about 2021, maybe, since that cigar bar incident.
Since last November. So I guess that's 14 months. And, by the way, guys, I hope a lot of you have really appreciated the return to regularly scheduled programming, focusing.
COINTEL bro. That's fucking hilarious. I think I might actually, I've been still working on that article about COINTELPRO a little bit in the background, and I think I may just call it COINTEL Bro. That's very funny.
doing more interviews.
I'll give you an
I'm gonna
editing
do so much more
credit.
of that, guys. That is my singular focus. That is
You can
the
get like I'll make like a 14 cents on Google AdSense if I get a few 100,000 views on it. So
this community wins. Really, it's the only
I'll
way
give you a
I
couple
win.
pennies.
Is to focus on that. That's what I'm here on YouTube for, and I'm going to heavily lean into that, which is part of why I recently took inventory and asked myself if I was really doing everything I could to try and fix what I have been saying is the problem with the community. Or
You could do that by going away. You eat yourself to fucking Mars or whatever it is you're going to do. You could fix this community by going away. There was probably always a little bit of infighting behind the scenes, whatever. There's infighting in every activist community. But until your ass showed up, fucking, it wasn't like out there on L. Ron Hubbard Boulevard for everybody to see, was it?
I've fallen back on the comfort that I had already done what I could, and really the problem was everyone else and all that kind of stuff. What really started me taking inventory was the video I did 4 or 5 days ago, whatever it was, I forget now. Responding to Leah Remini's Substack post about Mike Rinder's passing.
Oh yeah, that was not your finest moment. Among all your not very fine, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are moments that you've had that have overshadowed that one, friend. Don't get me wrong, but this was like top fucking 10 stupidest things you've ever done.
In that video, I opined on what started to happen in the community.
You. They circled the wagons around you, and then out of the 10 wagons they were circling, about 4 of them, 5 of them left, and then you threw a fit.
Francis was starting to talk publicly about her concerns about Mike Rinder, specifically with respect to Mike Rinder's possible involvement in the past with Miriam's own abuse that she experienced in Scientology. At that time,
friend, he dead. Let him. Let something about sleeping dogs or what? I don't know. He dead. Shut the fuck up. He was a nice man. He tried to atone for everything that he did wrong in the cult, and now he dead. And you need to shut up. This is fucked up. Henry Kissinger is the only dead person that you're allowed to do this with.
Miriam was being very vocal.
Oh, we got a raid already. Justin with the 13 goats
Against Mike Rinder.
We're going to lose them all because they're going to be like, what the shit is this? Or Justin saw that I'm watching this asshole and he's like, up, time to raid Dave.
Mike Rinder handled that very poorly. And people in the
dying? I don't know what he's talking about. Mike Rinder handled dying really poorly, actually. Everybody. That's not what he said, but fucking whatever. We'll pretend that's what he said. I would have handled dying much better.
We're outraged, myself included, at how Mike Rinder responded to Miriam. And in talking about this, I had said that I felt there was really only one thing Mike could have done to resolve the concerns, the increasing temperature, the number of people who were lining up to support Miriam and lining up against Mike Rinder. And that if Mike wanted to resolve that, there was really only one thing he could have done. And I talked about that. And in that video, I said...
Wait, I thought you were making up with Nora. What are you just rehashing all the shit I wrote an article about, kinda? Friend, just go read my article. Get the fuck out of why you're rehashing fucking everything, dude. Why are you... I get hell of annoyed if people ask me to rehash what's been going on the channel in the last fucking 10 minutes, and you're like going to try to rehash the last fucking year and a half.
Loud what I was truly feeling at that moment, which was, if I had been in my...
Mr. Balls, he is against Scientology, but not, I mean, no. I mean, he is, but it's...
Even though it's so crystal clear to me now, and the truth is it was so crystal clear to me back then, that there was only one thing Mike Rinder could have done to resolve everything that was happening there. I said, I don't know if I was in Mike Rinder's shoes that I would have been big enough to do that thing.
What was that thing?
Even
Apologize? I don't know.
Crystal clear that it would have resolved everything just like that. And when I finished that video, that really stuck with me for a few days.
Something I said that stuck with me for a few days. That's fucking weird.
Or that I felt that way. Because I was like, because it brings up the whole conversation of blind spots, right? Like a blind spot by definition is something, some deficiency that you have, some mistake you're making, and you just can't see it. It's not that you see it and you're explaining it away. It's that you can't see it.
I mean, it usually, no, this is, man, and this guy's got like fucking YouTube podcast brain hella bad.
What does it mean? What does it say about me that I can see so clearly what Mike should have done, and I'm not sure I would have been able to do it? If I'm saying it was the only damn thing he could have done, why do I think?
No, he could have done what fucking Marty did, and I wouldn't even fucking been mad if he was like, oh shit, I have terminal cancer. I'm going to do what Marty did. I'm going to fuck off to the woods, and all these people can leave me alone, and only my real friends can visit me. That'd have been I'm not saying that I wish he would have done that or whatever. I'm just saying that would have something that he could have done. I'm starting to feel like more and more people should just fuck off to the woods.
What does that mean?
Do it. And if I think I might not have been able to do it.
Sorry for butchering your name. Hello, welcome.
Spot. Even when I'm saying it's so obvious that it's the right thing to have done, then what does that possibly mean about the current situation and the current toxicity and the current divides?
I don't know. I don't know what it says because you're never going to tell us. This guy gets to the point about as well as Stephen Mango.
And, you know, am I lying to myself that I've done?
I mean, yes, we all do sometimes.
I chewed on this for a couple days. And I was talking to one of my closest friends. And she said, you know, if any of this is ever going to get better, it's probably only going to happen if you make the first move. And the truth of that seemed very obvious to me.
Thank you. And if you told me before and I'm butchering it again, there are dozens of you and it's hard to keep track.
And I was like, okay, so what's the first move? What is the first move? Who? And also more I wanted to say, more I want to say about my reflection on everything that's happening now and the commentary on Mike Rinder. I feel that the reason Mike Rinder did not do what would have resolved the situation.
What is the thing that would have resolved the situation?
Is that a mindset that sort of comes from Scientology, and I'm very much aware that I still have it. That like
mugs and thugs, what's up? We have mugs. We have great mugs.
Certain line is crossed. There's
mugs and nugs. Sorry, like we have great mugs.
Once you're dead to me, you're dead to me. Once I feel you've hurt me in a way I'm not capable of getting past, I will never get past it. And I will never allow myself to be tricked in getting past it. And it's a real sort of black
as a result of trickle down cannabis, I have what I think is a lot of nugs.
Looking at things and it's not like that's the only
mugs and nugs. It's required when you join Twitch that you buy a mug from me.
Many examples in my life where I've
reconciled
with people who've hurt me and that I feel have hurt me in huge ways. So it's not like it's the only gear that I have. But
so he quit Scientology, but he also got kicked off of the board of a charity. This guy's there's a whole fucking whole. There's a whole fucking lore.
Gear that I feel like I've been in a lot more in the last year than ever before. And it just started to occur to me that if, you know, if I stay in that gear,
it can't get fooled again.
No. Not only is reconciliation not possible, it's not possible because I won't even consider it. Like, even if it is possible.
But what did they do?
And the truth is,
there are people who have fucking done pretty bad shit to me, my friends, and my family who, I'm just never going to talk to them. This is not We don't have, you are not required to reconcile with anyone. If you think that somebody fucking did something so bad to you or your family or your friends that you don't want to talk to them, you don't have to talk to them.
He said in her blog post about everyone who had crossed Mike Rinder. She said, "You're dead to me. I'll never say your name.
Pull out a katana.
There's nothing you can
Oh, fuck. Who was it that pulled out a katana? I forget now. Oh, shit. Who was that? We took a screenshot of it and I already fucking remember. It was Jim Lee. That's why I memory hold that shit. Because now that I know it's Jim Lee, I wish I didn't know, honestly. Oh, shit. Somebody bought a tinfoil hat, a pink on black limited edition. I wonder who bought that.
For the rest of your lives to get good with me. And it's funny because I was kind of criticizing her for
just ask your fucking question
about former Scientologists, and yet I'm sitting here feeling that
Emily, what's up, Kiko?
Damn way about a number of people right now, and this was part of the whole reflection thing. And I was like, you know what? Who's someone that I have felt that way about recently that I really want?
Is it me? Is it me? Is it me?
And the first answer for me was,
no, it's not me. I'm irrelevant.
Laura Anderson, Laura FM. Because I really care about Laura and we were really good friends. And she's never really specifically done anything to me.
Yeah, like there's like a fucking, there's like a list of like fucking 10 or 15 people that he used to be like homies with that now he's not homies with. But he never met most of those people. So they were never homies in the first place.
Forgivable. And yet I've been lumping her in with others who I have felt that way about. And I was like, you know what? I said, I really, wait. Is my connection okay, guys? Is my connection okay? Okay. And I said, you know,
no, I'm not familiar with that. But if you're in our Discord and you have something like that I can read, I don't want to read a whole book about it. Well, I might, but if you have something I can read about that, pop it in my Discord. I'll take a look.
I really want to fix things with Laura. And then I thought, but the problem is if I reach out to Laura, by the way, my first thought was still, Nora's dead to me. I said, nothing will.
We fucking Austin Bennett, we yeeted Nora. Oh, we brought her back. Remember that a couple weeks ago? But that video was cray. That video from Nora was fucking cray.
Get me to try to reach out to Nora. Ever. There's so much bloody water under that bridge.
Bloody water? What the fuck are you talking about?
And so at that, you know, when
it's not your friend, there's what I'm not even sure that he's mixing metaphors here. I think he's just mixing blood into river.
That's how I was feeling. Okay. So I was like, the problem is that if I reach out to Laura and Laura tells Scott, hey, look what Aaron sent me. Scott would tell Laura, don't respond. Don't reconcile with Aaron. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, because she doesn't have any agency of herself and doesn't personally think that you can go fuck yourself. It's all fucking Scott's fault. Is she talking about DOA? It's all DOA's fault that fucking somebody else had figured out that you can go fuck yourself. I don't know who this Laura FM is really, but I presume this is a person with agency, eyes, and ears who could figure out on their own that Aaron Smith-Levin can go fuck yourself.
So then what can I do? I said, you know what? I said, Scott's one of those people that would have been on my, there's nothing you could ever do to get me to bury the hatchet.
Scott.
And I said, but if trying to bury the hatchet with Scott, I'm not talking about being friends. I'm not talking about doing videos together. I'm just talking about talking privately behind the scenes and, you know, saying stuff out loud to each other that we've never said out loud to each other privately and not make
like I love you. Like, will you marry me?
Making it a public circus, but trying
you complete my grift
to squash some beefs in private. Maybe I said, if doing that with
Scott, doing all this in private seems like a great idea, except that you're turning like your thought process around this into content.
Serve as a stepping stone to being able to make things better with Laura. I'm willing to do that. So that's the first thing that I did. Okay. And because there's nothing wrong with this text, I don't mind sharing this text message with you. I'm not trying to violate confidence, but this is just a message that I sent.
No, this is fine. No, this is, I don't like his full fucking name there. You're going to fucking crop that out. I don't care. It's a public person. You can find his full. This is fine. Your message to him is fine. You can share this if you feel inclined. If you share his replies, that's different. Fucking, remember when Sam Harris had that fucking email exchange with fucking Noam Chomsky, and Noam Chomsky, Sam's like, I'll publish the email exchange. Noam Chomsky was like, all right, dumb fuck.
I don't think I'm antagonizing anybody by showing this text message. I just want you guys to be able to know what I'm actually saying here. Okay, so this was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, 4 days ago.
Bro, you're reading your own text message that you sent to somebody.
This is Aaron. I'm not sure if this is still your number or not, but it is the only one I have. I'm texting you because I've been doing a little bit of reflecting.
I'm not sure if this is still your number or not.
Last night about Leah Remini and Mike Rinder. I'd like to think that I'm capable of not just repeating the same mistakes that Mike Rinder made, which was digging
He went dying?
people who were publicly criticizing him. Perhaps it would be good for us to try to clear the air. We could do it on a live stream together, or we could just have a private chat, or both. I'm down,
or neither,
with whichever you prefer.
Oh shit! Somebody else bought a tinfoil hat, pink on black. Oh, that's right. Those are going away. We only got a fucking 7 days actually to pick up these limited edition tinfoil hats. I'm redoing all the tinfoil hats with the bigger, bolder writing, but these colors aren't. You're not going to be able to get the pink lettering.
Really going to come from us continuing to be at odds with each other. It just kind of makes everybody feel messy. If you think that would be a good idea, just
killing it on fourth wall,
pretty much anytime. I don't know if you can see. There was a timestamp on this saying that he read it. Oh, you can't see that. Why can't you see that?
I don't know. Anyway, you don't know how to use your phone.
That said, he read the message, and Scott didn't respond, and I was like,
"No, that's good." I don't like DOA, but good for DOA. I don't actually know if I like DOA. I want to go on his show. I feel like his audience would be receptive to the fucking shit I would talk about these people.
Fine. But then Scott put up a few more videos attacking me and attacking my foundation and attacking Jenna Miscavige and all that good stuff. And I was like, okay, it's one thing not to respond. It's another thing to continue attacking without even responding.
Wait, no. What if these people, what if they have no desire for this to play out in private because they think you suck so bad that they don't care what you send them via a text message and that they're just going to trash talk you because they want to, right? If Aaron sent me a text message, I would just lie to him and be like, this is the wrong number, dude.
And this was after some people had told me that in some of Scott's recent live streams, he was talking about, being willing to sort of bury the hatchet. And you go, okay, well, all I can do is try. Okay.
I'm not willing to bury the hatchet. As long as like shit, like when this got at its worst, when he like literally threw a woman against a building, like if it never gets that bad again, if that shit never happens again, I want this to keep going. This is great. This is fucking amazing.
With Scott, not particularly, because no one in this community has tried to get people to not support my foundation more than Scott and my foundation.
Well, I wrote that great article calling for you to resign from your own foundation. And then people started posting memes with like the only member is Aaron.
Leaving Scientology. So it wasn't something I was doing because I wanted to fix things with Scott. It was something I was doing because I feel like it's necessary to do things I don't want to do to try and help.
What if in the list of things you don't want to do, what if you were to do some introspection? What if you were to be like, hey, just maybe ask somebody, I don't know, anybody, like, hey, why are all these people, well, it seems like all of a sudden, okay, so it hasn't been all of a sudden. Why over time have more and more people been telling me to go fuck myself either publicly or privately? Like, just start thinking about that. Maybe it's time for you to do that. Because if it was just one person, you could write it off as that person being an asshole. If it was just me going after you for being a chud, you could just write it off as politics. This ain't politics. I think it's not disconnected from the fact that these guys are like a right-wing asshole. But I think this isn't politics. But it's fucking like half of the people that he used to associate with. Maybe more. It's
from devolving into something nobody wants to be a part of. because that is when Scientology wins. All right. So Scott didn't respond. Scott kept attacking. And I said, all right. I said, you know what? If I can't,
DOA tricked them. Everybody left. It's all DOA's fault. I'm
going to try with Laura.
Oh, he's going to run out of people to investigate, and he's going to have to fucking investigate himself one of these days.
I started to reflect a little bit more. And I said, you know what? You know what, Aaron? You know what, Aaron? The fact that Nora is still, even as you're in this reconciliation mindset, the fact that you are so convinced you should not and should never reconcile with Nora is the exact reason why you should. Stop.
Why no? Like, why reconcile with Nora? Nora, like, whatever. I mean, maybe you guys are fucking perfect for each other as homies, but Nora's like, come on, man. Reconcile with somebody else.
Excuses for why someone cannot be reconciled with. And I struggled with myself on that one. I was like, I can't bring myself to do it.
This is what some dudes will do motherfucking anything except go to therapy.
Self to do it. And then I started to think about it. And I was like, yeah, that's why I need to. And I was like, but you know, if I try to, she's just going to say I'm executing step 4 of the narcissistic cycle of abuse, of trying to hoover her back in, even though I've literally not said a single word to her in 7 months, even though she's messaged me plenty of times.
Just publish that shit. Fuck it. Let's party.
Recently to ask me for my help. And because I've considered Nora on the do not fly list for me.
I agree. Nora does not fly.
I've never even responded. And I was like, you know, don't let your fear of how someone is going to respond or characterize your efforts.
Wait, no.
Keep you.
As a public person dealing with another public person, you should be aware of that.
From making the effort. I said, all right, I'm going to do it. And also I knew, I was like, I sort of screwed myself by reaching out to Scott first, because now Nora's going to be like, oh, he doesn't really want to reconcile with me. He's just trying to reconcile with everyone. And that's because he's a narcissist and he's hoovering everybody up. And the truth is, I only sent messages to Scott and Nora. I didn't send messages to anybody else. So I was like, you know what?
He looks like he's going to end up on the no-fly list because he gets into a fucking drunken fight on an airplane. You know, it's a new year. Anything could happen, Kiko.
She's going to say whatever she wants to say. She's going to think whatever she wants to think. All I can do is my best. And I'm willing to do my best. I'm willing to do my best this time.
This time. Oh, you've been doing great so far, friend.
I'll show you what I sent.
Wait, no.
I wanted to show you on.
No. You need to cut out the part that I don't like Nora, but you need to cut out the part that she sent you. These are private messages. This is private correspondence. I don't know if this flies afoul of YouTube's terms of service, but it's fucking unethical. I don't care what you text me. I'm not putting it on my stream. If you text me something and I'm like, hey, that was really interesting. I think we had a good conversation here. It would be okay if I used it for content. But I would ask, and I wouldn't just show people your fucking text messages to me.
On December 23rd, she had sent me a text message after I did a live stream. The live stream that I did about Zero Dark Tony getting paid by Scientology through CCHR. I guess Nora was planning on maybe filing some sort of a lawsuit against Zero Dark Tony. So she wanted to talk to me about my source and my evidence. Now, the last thing in the fucking world I was going to do was talk to Nora about my source and my evidence. Like, that's the opposite of protecting a source. So I was not going to do that. And plus, I was. But
first of all, don't talk to Nora. That's correct.
So I'm not going to help you when you've literally been attacking me for about 5 or 6 hours a day, every day for pretty much the last 4 months. Anyway, I'm just explaining my mindset. It's not an attempt to attack Nora right now. But you can see on December 23rd, she's asking me to call her. She's asking me for help. And by the way, the next day she's doing live streams, absolutely shitting on me. Absolutely criticizing me for even having a source, criticizing me for going public with this information, pretending like I was making it up, either making it up or I've been sitting on this info the whole time. Basically just turned what was me releasing really good, helpful information and characterizing it as it was all some sort of, part of the grand conspiracy of narcissistic abuse. So you go ahead and look at her channel on December 24th and 5th and see the videos she was doing about me while at the same time behind the scenes asking for my.
No, dude, Nora is stealing your audience from you.
She goes, I understand your reluctance on your part to talk to me about anything. I would appreciate hard info on this. I actually do have a team of investigators and lawyers looking into criminal charges, and this would help my case. Needless to say, you can say that I never responded. Well, that changed on Wednesday. Let's see. When did I message Scott? Did I message Scott on a Tuesday? Yes. Okay. So I messaged Nora 1 day later. And I knew that if she found out I messaged Scott that she was going to,
wait, what?
Take it badly, but what could I do?
What?
I didn't
Shut
want to
the fuck up.
waiting. Okay. So here's what I said. Hi, Nora. There's probably no perfect time to pick up where we left off. The last time we spoke, I'm sorry. There's probably no perfect time to pick up where we left off.
What if you just fucked off, though? You could just fuck off.
A lot of thought to the last video that I did about Mike and Leah a couple nights ago. There's a part in the video where I explained what I thought Mike would have had to do to bring down the temperature surrounding everything that was happening with Miriam.
That's great.
Did you lining up against
what is that?
Mike in defense of Miriam? And I said
at least it sounds like you didn't have a great New Year.
I don't know that I would have been big enough to be able to do what I said Mike should have done, even though it clearly would have been the right thing. And I've been thinking about that ever since I finished the video. I've been thinking about the fact that it's so crystal clear to me that there's only one thing Mike could have done. And it's so clear to see what that is when it's someone else.
Is this how he texts?
I've been repeating
people.
The mistake that.
So he doesn't get to the point when he's texting you either?
That something isn't worth responding to or someone isn't worth responding to and completely writing them off.
I would be like, this is too many words. You're not saying anything.
And this is why I've never responded to anything you've sent me ever since the first video you did about me. I felt very justified in not responding to you or not privately engaging with you. Instead, I've either been completely ignoring you or being more like, if you hurt me, I'll hurt you back. As justified as this all feels at the time, I think it is a mistake. And I'd rather not keep making the same mistake if it's possible. So anyway, if you're open to having a private chat and maybe picking up where we left off, I am happy to do so. Now, if you mean picking up where we left off, the divide between me and Nora happened when I did a video asking people in the community, creator community, to maybe focus more on Scientology and less on attacking fellow former Scientologists.
But why? This is way more fun.
And I did this video after the foundation had a board member resign in protest over the nonstop attack videos that Nora had been doing at that time against all sorts of people, not just Mike Rinder. And at that time, we're all getting older or whatever. Maybe put on some fucking sexy red lights and then people won't really notice how fucked up your face is. I don't know. Space, not a good headspace. Might have gone to Nora, who was volunteering as the volunteer coordinator for the SPTV Foundation at that time, and said, Nora, I'm sorry, I've never said anything to you up until this point because I don't really want to get into your business and I'm not the boss of you. But what you're doing is now hurting my foundation. Kind of a snack. And you either got to change your whole fucking direction or you can't work with the foundation anymore. And I said, I'm not going to do that because that's sort of shades of gray of what the Aftermath Foundation board did to me, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to.
Wait, the shades of, they were like, hey, you gotta fucking calm the fuck down, friend. And he's like, I'm never going to do that. I don't want my charity to be run by people who behave rationally.
So instead I did a video saying, I am no longer willing to use my channel to promote creators who primarily focus on attacking former Scientologists instead of working cooperatively.
You just have them on the board for your charity.
Scientology. It wasn't an effort to silence criticism of Mike Rinder. It was an effort to not continue to be personally blamed for something Nora was constantly doing.
Yeah, but these people were all like your little orbiters for a while. You are the reason these people have an audience.
Without trying to give Nora ultimatums directly. Nora was very upset by that video. I spoke with her privately. I spoke with some other people privately who
Nora's always very
much
upset.
thought I was talking about them because I didn't call anyone out by name. And I had a conversation with Nora that she doesn't remember because she was on medication following a medical procedure. And in that conversation, I profusely apologized to her.
She doesn't remember this, but I was very apologetic.
Acknowledged the harm that she was feeling. I took responsibility for it. And I gave her my...
I think we watched some of it, sponsored by Palantir. I don't think we watched all of it. I think we watched some of it and then got fucking annoyed with it because of the people on screen.
That I would dedicate all of my efforts to helping her if she wanted that, and to keep her from being dragged by her enemies who were likely to use my video against her. She doesn't remember that conversation, which is fine. Her wife was there for the conversation. I don't know what I don't know what to say about that.
I was very apologetic and kind, and this is the only time I was ever like that, ever. And the person doesn't remember it because they were on medication.
I said, pick up where we left off. That is what I mean. The last phone
Mr. Balls, I don't know. I think like the idea that some of the stuff, sure, maybe comes with them from Scientology, but I think that's a way that in some ways that like absolves these people of their fucking responsibility for their behavior. These people have been out of the cult for quite some time now. So do they bring some ideas and behavior patterns with them? Sure. But I mean, the more reasonable thing to think is that these people are just assholes who happen to have used to have been Scientologists.
and I ever had together was, oh, I hope I'm remembering this correctly. I hope I'm remembering correctly that was truly the last phone call that we had.
But why?
I can't remember if we had a phone call.
I don't want
badly.
I'm not going to tell you who I called ever.
But when I said, let's pick up where we left off, that's what I mean. The last call we had was fantastic. It was great.
It was the best.
Funny to me that she doesn't
People were
remember
talking about it.
I mean, funny because she's like, Aaron says it was the greatest conversation, but I was like medicated and I don't remember any of it. To me, it's funny that it was the greatest conversation we ever had because it truly was.
Okay, there are a couple things here. One, if she was high off her tits and fucking talking a bunch of gibberish or whatever at you, which I'm not even sure that I believe, but let's say that that's the case, and that was the best conversation you've ever had with, with Nora, well, you know, all right, that's cool.
And I'm like, you know what? Let's pick up where we left off. Because by the way, in that phone call, the way it ended was we agreed.
Was that the same night? Wait, that doesn't make sense because that would have been like the day before, maybe? That doesn't make sense though, because if she had to like have are you sure that her no-show Nora wasn't a day before this? Because she had done a stream the same day that she didn't show up to talk to me.
To both get a good night's sleep and continue the conversation the next day. I had a lot going on the next day. By 7 p.m., we had not yet spoken. That's when Nora went live and did her first video, just absolutely fucking annihilating me. And from that moment on, Nora's been dead to me. But since the last time we actually spoke was a great...
So I do think that the me incident is somewhere in the fucking neighborhood here, right?
Conversation where we were being open with each other and honest with each other and caring about each other, even though she doesn't remember it. I said, let's just pick up where we left off. This was not an effort to apologize. It was not an effort to ask for an apology. It was an effort to pick up where we left off. Okay.
Okay. Well, now we fucking don't know anything about what you're talking about, but go ahead.
She responded to me the next morning. Listen, I honestly don't know what to think about all of this right now. My stream about Neil Gaiman fucked me up like a lot. I need to rest and figure shit out. But I read it, and when I feel better, I will try to give you a comprehensive response. And I said, I understand, no rush. I did a video about it yesterday as well, meaning Neil Gaiman. It did not go the way I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, because
Nora and I both happened to do Neil Gaiman videos on the exact same night, and we both got incredibly emotional, I think for slightly different reasons.
for different reasons, you say.
But that's what I was referring to. Okay. Then yesterday, I guess 5 minutes before going live and doing another 2.5 hour live stream, absolutely dedicating herself to my complete destruction. She texted me. Sorry, guys, I can't help it. She texted me and said, I have read over your messages multiple times. And after taking time to rest and
Why would you read that shit more than
come to
once?
one very definite conclusion that you and I are doing two very different things.
No, you're doing the same thing.
Focused solely on crimes in Scientology by current Scientologists or former Scientologists.
No, you're not.
Without
No, this is
any
incorrect.
hesitation or diminishing of the crime, based on the fact that
That's
the
like
person
I might as well have texted this, right?
left Scientology. I'm focused on exposing abuse in all its forms, no matter who does it or where it comes from. You are doing something else. So at this time, I'm going to respectfully hard pass on any private conversation or conversations with you. I do not trust anything private with you.
Well, there you go. I mean, he is reading this text message to his audience. So, I mean, seems like seems accurate.
Okay. She then did a 2.5 hour video about how I was obviously just trying to demonstrate or acting out the next and obvious step in my cycle of narcissistic abuse, of trying to hoover her back into my world.
I mean, yes,
All right.
she might be right. I don't know.
You set up. I see, Kiki. Let me see. Stop texting and just call her. Have a real conversation while you are both sober and in your right minds. You are
So
both
these two people are not in their right minds ever.
big personalities and have a lot of feelings. I don't know why people are so obsessed and think that I drink all the time. I hardly ever drink unless I'm going out. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, how does it go when you go out to drink?
The truth is, me calling Nora, I would actually be worried would be taken as an act of aggression. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, she told you to fuck off. Well, that's okay. Fair enough. She was like, I don't want to talk to you. All right, good enough.
it's almost like
You didn't have to show us the text messages, but like whatever.
door. Now, calling someone's not as aggressive as showing up at someone's front door, but it is more aggressive than sending someone a text that they can read at their own time and respond to at their own time. And also, I'm not going to lie, I've got to sit over her being worried about how she's going to respond and use anything that I do anyway. So, if I leave a voicemail, is she just going to play the voicemail in her next video? Now, you might go,
Yes,
"Well,
yes,
it's a
but
nice
that's because
voicemail."
if you got a voicemail from her, you would just play it on your next video.
What's the problem with leaving it? Well, yeah, if it's a nice text message, what's the problem with texting it? So,
But wait a minute. No, what if you just are like, hey, our text messages didn't go the way I wanted to, and I'd really like to talk to you. Give me a call back. If I leave you that text message, or if I leave you that voice message, as long as you don't share my phone number, I'm perfectly comfortable with you playing that. You probably fucking cry for 15 minutes on her voicemail, though.
instead of call is an effort to not make someone feel any more threatened than they might be by simply receiving a communication from me in the first place.
But
When you set up a situation,
we talk about a lot of controversial shit, and I talk about a lot of stuff, but I don't think anybody, even the people that I've covered negatively, would think that I was doing something threatening if I called them, maybe to be like, hey, I heard this and I'm, going to do a stream or publish on it, but I wanted to ask you about it first. I wanted to ask you if this is true, or if you have something to say, or if you can give me more information. I don't feel like anybody, even the people that I've been pretty harsh with, would find that threatening. Ooh, Madison Star Moon would, but I don't have her phone number and would not endeavor to acquire it.
situation where, like, the saying, to a hammer, everything is a nail. So it's like, for the longest time, Nora has said that my refusing to engage with her is a form of narcissistic abuse. If I reach out to her, with compliments and trying to apologize, that's going to be taken as love bombing and narcissistic abuse. If I reach out to her with negativity and anger, that's of course going to be narcissist.
So there's two things going on here. One, Aaron's an abusive motherfucker. And two, Nora is paranoid. So, yeah, that's it. Those are the two things.
If I reach out to her defensively, that's going to be gaslighting, and that's going to be narcissistic abuse. If I reach out to her genuinely and sincerely, that's just me trying to cleverly and skillfully act out the hoovering stage of narcissistic abuse. If you set it up where it's literally never possible to make something better. And remember, guys, I'm not talking
But this is what happens. If somebody thinks that you can just go fuck yourself, then they don't want to hear from you. And if they think that you're trying to manipulate them, then anything you do, they will think is you trying to manipulate them. Now, the fact that Nora's paranoid means that it makes this harder. But the other thing that makes this harder is that all those things are probably also true and what you are trying to do.
Friends. I'm not talking about doing videos together. I'm not talking about her promoting the foundation. I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm just was trying to make sure I wasn't lying to myself, that I had done everything I could to at least try, that I wasn't inadvertently making it worse.
Oh, you are. No, it's not. At this point, it can't even be inadvertent at this point. There's no way. There's no way that you were inadvertently making anything. You must be doing this on purpose, because that otherwise, like, I don't know what to think.
To engage. You know, some wise people have said, particularly to me lately, you cannot have really strong hatred without having previously had really strong love. And, you know,
wait, what?
Nora has at times made comments that made it clear that over the years, she has repeatedly felt hurt by not feeling included by me in various things. Even finding out she wasn't on the board of the SPTV Foundation was very, very hurtful to her. She has said to people, Aaron's never invited me to the grown-ups table. When I hear statements like that, I have to acknowledge that it is possible me refusing to engage with Nora, even though I feel so justified, might possibly just be making something worse. I'm digging in, she's digging in, but perhaps my digging in.
No, a lot of these people, and some who you wouldn't expect, are like trying to undermine people and turn people against each other behind the scenes. They all do it. I don't know why.
Than her digging in is to me. And that if I'm willing to recognize that as a possibility, I should be the first one to reach out. And that's what I tried to do. So it didn't work.
Okay.
I don't think that means it will never work.
Uh-oh. Now he sounds like one of the people on Rinder that just keeps saying hello. Hey, how are you? What's up, cutie? Hey, hottie. What are you doing tonight? Like, just over and over and over again. He sounds like that. He sounds like one of those motherfuckers.
Just because I'm
one of these days, that guy will hook
doesn't
up
mean
with
the other
me.
person has to, be cooperative or willing to do the same thing back. But if Nora is in a frame of mind where it's not possible for her to see my effort as genuine, then I guess
that's really interesting, right? Because it puts the onus on the other person, not that you've engaged in deception, and as like just how you do for a very long time. It's not that you've done that. It's that this other person that they noticed it, and so that means that they're not receptive. It's not you, it's them.
Action. And, perhaps explaining that it is genuine. I'm not looking for Nora to now be Team Aaron. I don't give it I'm trying to.
Ooh, what are the odds he cries?
Make sure I'm not lying to myself about my own blind spots and just waking up every day telling myself that I've done everything.
What?
Because the truth is,
no, if somebody tells you to fuck off, you just do nothing. Be like, all right, I guess I'll fuck off. Sorry.
I've been giving myself excuses for not doing more, or for not even, in some cases, even trying. And this was an effort to do that. You know, I will say this. the efforts of some to try and reduce support in this community for two foundations that exist for the sole purpose of helping Scientology.
I don't think either foundation is doing anything now. I could be wrong. I think you killed both of them before you even started the one that you have.
Helping people leave Scientology is something that I find very troubling and something I want to say a few words on. If someone is saying that all former Scientologists associated with the Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation are all bad, are all criminals, or narcissists, or narcissist enablers, and if you're,
even the track record ain't good when you take fucking both of them together. But that's just because the common thread of Aaron.
Hands of all of the channels and all of the whatevers to not support the foundations that exist to help people leaving Scientology.
Is nobody giving any money to the fucking SPTV Foundation?
Start your own foundation so that you're not just destroying one effort without providing an alternative. I said in one of the last videos that I did where I talked shit about Nora.
Well, this is funny.
It's not like I mean, okay.
Oh, it's a joke.
I said Nora.
Everybody, that's funny. We gotta bust out the Constantine kissing laugh track there because that was a joke.
With 3 people and about 1 hour and about $250, you could start your own foundation.
But that's not all there is to it. No, that's how you begin. That's how you begin.
You have to have a president, a secretary, and a treasurer. You only
you could do that. Well, you could be all 3. You could
something.
actually do it with one person. You could be all 3.
$185 or $285. It's somewhere around there. It's cheap. The application fee for the 1023 Easy form is only a few $100. It takes about 1 hour or less. You could probably do it in 15 minutes to fill out the form. And it only takes 3 weeks to get tax exempt approval from the IRS. The reason it took the SPTV Foundation 9 months to get approval is because we filled out the long form. The long form right now has about a 9-month approval process. If I knew that we would be able to get away with filling out the 1023 Easy, I would have done that. But you're only supposed to fill out the 1023 Easy if you're expecting to raise less than $50,000 per year for your first 3 years. And I knew we were going to raise more than that, even without doing a single actual YouTube fundraiser, the way that we used to do for the Aftermath Foundation. We still raised over $50,000 this year for the SP.
Oh, where'd it go?
So
where'd that money go?
So Nora,
where the money at?
Why I said it would only take you 3 weeks, even though it took me 9 months to get approval. Last night, Nora said that
I'll be on the board of Nora's foundation. Fuck it.
Ex-Scientologists on it. Who the fuck is supposed to care about helping people leave Scientology more than ex-Scientologists? And also,
it could be anyone, actually.
The board members of these foundations just exist to approve applications and put the money to the best use possible, helping people leave Scientology. I don't want to be too long-winded about this. I guess what I'm saying is, if you're going to try and tear down what other people are doing, create your own thing.
No.
So that you have something positive to push. These foundations were created because but before them, former Scientologists who desperately needed help had to essentially embarrass themselves by putting their stories out there on the internet. And you guys know how fun.
But now they just do that on your channel and they embarrass themselves just by associating with you.
Razors work. You have to basically humiliate yourself by saying how desperate you are for help.
That's not humiliating if you just left a cult.
But
it actually shows that you're pretty fucking cool, that you're pretty fucking that you're like aware of how dire your situation is. There's nothing humiliating about that. If you leave an abusive situation and ask whatever community or whatever for help, there's nothing to be embarrassed about there.
Put yourself in the shoes of someone who's doing this fundraiser because they're leaving Scientology. You basically got to put out the biggest sob story possible. And that means the only people able to put out these fundraisers are the people willing to put their business out there on the internet. And that created a huge hurdle for people to actually get certain types of help. The purpose of the foundations was so that people could get this help confidentially behind the scenes without the world having to know about it. And
but how many of them did you have on your fucking channel?
Only a former Scientologist can really talk to someone.
I'll be back. I need a cocktail.
In a way that they need. You know, like it's one of the biggest things people leaving Scientology struggle with is being able to talk to someone who actually understands what the hell they're saying. Not only the words, but who already understands the experience. That's why it is imperative that former Scientologists are involved in the effort of helping people leave Scientology. Now, I know Nora said all the Aftermath Foundation board members should all find never in Scientology people to replace them on the board. The board members should be relegated to advisory positions. And you just go, why? And then Nora said, if I ever started a foundation, I would not put myself on the board. And you go, yeah, that means you're not starting the foundation. Like, that means someone else is starting the foundation. The people who start the foundation are the ones on the board. You have to fill out the paperwork. You fill out the paperwork, you're on the board. Otherwise, someone else is starting the foundation. Anyhow, I'm being long-winded about this. It is still my hope. It is still my hope that somehow, some way, the personalities and the conflicts and the disagreements.
Hold on, that was fucking wrong. I could start a charity right now and fucking just throw money at it and put other people on the board and let them manage it. I don't know what you're talking about. This is bullshit.
That have resulted in the space getting messier and messier, that somehow, some way, this can improve moving forward. And I'm not here to...
None of this is going to get any better.
I wanted to show you guys that I did what I could. I've done all I can done, washing my hands of it. Now other people are definitely to blame. That's not where I'm at. I just wanted you guys to see that I'm working on it.
Working on what? Texting people?
I guess it's easy for me to say this while I'm in a good mood. Maybe I'll feel differently if I wake up tomorrow in a bad mood. But honestly, the community as a general, and also this is one thing I struggle with, the word community. I go, okay, what is it a community? Is it not a community?
Sort of.
Who are the community members?
Now it's multiple communities.
Is it creators? Is it my viewers? Is it everyone's viewers collectively? Is it just former Scientologists?
Who cares?
Because it's like, does it have to be a community? Does it need to be a community? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
The Kings?
What the hell was I saying? Oh, the community, if we're going to call it that, is important enough to put personalities and egos and hurt feelings aside.
No, that is everyone's community, is personalities, hurt feelings, and egos. That's all that's here. Ain't nothing else here. That's all that's left. That's all that's left. Oopsie.
You can all have some united front and be happy in every.
Yeah, it's like fucking fandoms. It's like dueling fandoms. Oh boy, you know what's gonna happen? I hope Aaron's community pisses off the K-pop kids. I don't know how they do it. I hope if he pisses off the K-pop kids or the Swifties, this is all over.
Promote and co-promote and boost each other. That's not my goal. My goal is to stop tearing each other down. Stop constantly.
But that would be my goal too if I was you, because you're the only one getting torn down by all this. Nora is a massive piece of shit, and also, well, her comeuppance is coming. But the only person getting torn down right now is you, Aaron. You're the one losing subscribers. You're the one whose videos are getting like a third, a quarter of what they were getting before. You're the one. You're the one, friend. You're the one. Fucking. This is all because he's afraid. And like, he's afraid of like just basically not having the income of a rich person anymore. Like, he's not in danger of having to like go get a regular job at this point, so far as I can tell. Although I don't know how good he is at monetizing outside of YouTube ads and super chats. I bet I make more profit on Fourth Wall in a month than he does sales on Fourth Wall.
And stop drawing lines in the sand and then declaring war on anyone who doesn't agree with you. I'm going to do my best not to contribute to that kind of shit. And I'm going to do my best to...
He's like, here's this pile of shit that I fucking put here. But from now on, I'm going to shit in the bathroom.
Make it possible for others not to do it as well. And if that means being a little more humble.
Well, I have the same mic.
Humility,
we both use an MV7.
Willing to listen to people I've long since decided I would never listen to again. I'm willing to do that. And I'm trying. Okay.
Resale value on these is actually, resale value on these, I think, is 2 Blue Yetis.
And we will wrap this one up. Eve May Karain, if it's real, this would be the best revenge towards the horrific cult of Scientology, don't you think? Scientology loves hatred in the ex-Scientology movement. Let's go.
Yeah, the Scientologists are shaking in their fucking boots because Aaron and Nora might make up. Who the fuck? Get the fuck out of here.
This comment really does... It nails it right on the head.
So I had a 7B, and I don't think the media wench particularly didn't like how it sounded because and it's just my voice. Maybe the thing that people like about it for music and for singing, the bottom end was kind of like muddy.
Matter how justified I have felt going after certain former Scientologists in the times that I've done it. The truth is,
I imagine maybe somebody with a voice more like Aaron's, it would sound, a 7B would sound pretty good. Or if I was willing to spend more time in an EQ to like fix that, but then why would I buy a $500 mic that I have to go into an EQ and fix it so that you can understand what I'm saying? It's not that it's a great fucking microphone. It's legendary. It was first legendary because people were using it in the studio. Like Michael Jackson recorded, I think, all of his albums on a Shure SM7B. Michael Jackson, not a great person, but
loved it. And I guess that's where I guess that's what a blind spot is, right?
You can go back, you can see it on Twitch, I think. You can go back like old clips or something on Twitch. You can see, you can hear it on Twitch what Media Wench is talking about. If like it was interviews that I did go in and clean it up like in post, but I shouldn't, it's just not the right mic for me.
I know even in videos where I've sort of maybe called for the cessation of drama, even in those videos, I have justified continuing to go after certain people. And
I would like what he means here is I would like the conflict to stop. And by that, I mean, people need to stop talking shit about me.
And this
is like really why are you punching yourself of online discourse?
Ego. And, I guess it would be great if I want.
Yeah, right, Lump, you were here a long time. You were here at the beginning. Yeah, like it didn't, that 7B didn't like suit me well. When Chip was on it, it sounded great, right? Because his voice was just different than mine. And I do get a little like kind of mumbly and start to like, when I like lower the volume of my voice, it also, the register goes down a little bit. And so it gets just muddy.
Someone, it should just be behind the scenes. I shouldn't use my channel for it. And I certainly know.
The other thing, you could just buy a fucking SM58 and just put it on an arm and you'd fucking never complain that you bought the SM58.
That to other people.
They're like $100. They're great microphone.
In other people, the same mindset I have been carrying around, which is Aaron's dead to me. I'll never forgive him. I'll never reconcile. There's nothing he could ever do or say to get good with me.
This is like that movie Mean Girls, but not good.
And that's exactly
or interesting or funny
as well. And so I guess it's one of those things where I guess you have to be the change that you want to see in the world. And that's really easy to say, but really hard.
Oh, you'll want to get rid of that. Yeah.
And
you want to get something else.
I think I can bring myself to do it. So I'm going to keep trying.
It's just because they pick up everything.
Paralegal, eagle eye. Got to stick together and kick Scientology's bum. Kylie, I think it's interesting how you have dozens of random people making entire YouTube channels to expose you. There are actual influencers.
Oh, this isn't us. I don't even barely have a YouTube channel.
Don't have that.
I'm a journalist.
These people are all anonymous too. I know.
Yeah, this is instantly making. I don't give a fuck. We're not going to run that. Nora probably screamed and shit.
All of us former Scientologists out here doing this with our faces and our names, putting our reputations on the line. You could say putting our safety on our line, but I tend not to like be hyperbolic like that. And then you have this.
But sir, you've been beat up a few times while you were like in the process of doing anti-Scientology related shit. Now, mind you, the people that beat you up had fucking nothing to do with Scientology, so far as I can tell. So you have put your safety on the line, but it's mostly just because you like don't know when to not harass people in public, which generally is just always just don't harass people in public. It's consequences can be, let's call it unpredictable.
Anti-former Scientology community, the vast majority of which are completely anonymous people. And we're just supposed to pretend like it's not.
This is why he won't fucking, this is why he doesn't like fucking come, he won't come after us. He'll come after these, like, he'll come after people that don't have any experience, that aren't monetized, that, you know, even have less followers than I do on YouTube. He won't come after us because he can't claim that we're anonymous. He can't claim that we exist just to talk about him.
Sea Org members behind these accounts?
No, there's no Sea Org members behind these accounts. The Sea Org, they may worship a space alien, but they can see that they don't need to do anything right now. Like, oh, nothing? All right, nothing. We'll continue to do nothing.
Like, it's at least 50-50, guys. I mean, they're completely anonymous people. I got to tell you, the one thing you guys all know, Nora calls it the Potato Head Foundation YouTube account. This account only has, I forget what.
Let's talk about me. I only have. Let's talk about me, Aaron. Let's go. Let's party. I'm right here. There's no worry about me taking your YouTube audience because I can't fucking pay people to follow me on YouTube.
Hundreds of subscribers, less than thousands, hundreds of subscribers. I've probably filed like 15 or 18 copyright strikes against this channel because when they use my material, they don't meaningfully alter it enough. This person has used a lawyer.
I like baked potatoes, by the way, guys. So you can make a picture of me with a baked potato. That'd be great. Thank you.
Copyright strikes against this channel because when they use my material, they don't meaningfully alter it enough. This person has used a lawyer to respond to all of my copyright strikes because if you use a lawyer, YouTube will automatically accept your response.
So you made a claim about a law. It's a copyright law. You made a claim about a copyright law with someone, and then they took this claim seriously because it is about a law, and they had an attorney respond because this is a thing about a law.
Gambadandi.com, the potato, yeah.
So again, this was a legal request that you sent to a third party regarding, we'll say a fourth party or what, I don't know, regarding the YouTube, regarding fucking Incognito, whoever the shit you're talking about. And they responded to this claim that was in regards to a copyright law. They had a lawyer respond to this claim. Well, if they have access to a lawyer and don't mind spending the money, that's fucking probably the best way to do it because it is a claim about illegal use of your content.
This person, how much do you think this is a person in Austria. I think it's Maria Martins. She claims it's not her, but
right.
Okay, you picked your fight
Wrong
with
one.
me, Dave. False foreign lawyers using the monkeyer of Incognito.
how much do you think this Austrian citizen is paying an Austrian lawyer? Because I have the lawyer's information. How much do you think she's paying an Austrian lawyer every time?
Well, that's because it's a lawyer. They're going to give you their information because they're a lawyer. Oh, thanks, Raid Palbot.
Writes a letter to YouTube to submit a counter notification for a copyright.
What if the lawyer is just their homie?
Sir, madam, person, camera, woman, whatever.
How much money do you think this person has spent submitting like 18 letters from?
Ooh, wouldn't it be a great plot twist if this person's lawyer was actually the person behind the account and he's just out there fucking with some lawyer in Austria? That's the fun one.
To YouTube just to defend a channel that has like 300, 400, 500, 600 subscribers. We think, what's the 50-50 shot that person is not a SEERG member at the Office of Special Affairs?
No, no. I think if you were trying to guess here, trying to figure it out, you might be like, what if the person is this lawyer? Now, I have no reason to believe that's true. It probably isn't, but it seems like a question you might ask yourself. This person maybe works at a law firm. I don't know.
International, or at least someone being paid. Now, of course, they're going to be like, oh my God, that's such, you just say everyone's OSA. No, a lot. Yes, often. OSA, but it is so crazy that there's all these anonymous accounts that seem to have 24 hours a day to attack every single person, or at least half the people in this community. Who has that kind of time?
It doesn't take that long to make little short videos.
Has that much care? And these are people who even their own stories is they've never been in Scientology. So you've never been in this community.
Mm-hmm.
You're dedicating your time to attack.
Right. So I don't remember who said it. Somebody said it on Reddit with Dave. Someone said something about how like just going after people for never having been in the cult is super dumb, because people who haven't been in the cult are going to view things very differently than people who have been in the cult. And if you're trying to figure out what's going on, you might want the opinion of people who have not been in the cult just as much as the people who have been in the cult. Well, that's pretty smart, actually. Well, I mean, considering the landscape we're in, that was fucking like brilliant. But
attacking at least half of the entire community. And we're supposed to believe there's not a 50-50 chance you're a SEERG member at the Office of Special Affairs International. Get out.
No, we don't. No, why would, no.
All right. Phil Foe, this is big. It shows that both of you are bigger people than I thought. Much respect.
Except that Phil Foe didn't even watch the fucking video. And Phil Foe ain't watching the video.
Well, Phil, now that you've seen the whole video, I wonder if you would make this.
I wonder if Phil Foe is a fucking OSA agent.
All right. I promised myself I wouldn't say positive things and then say negative things, because that's what I always do. I say positive things and I make my point, and then I say a whole bunch of negative things that makes things worse. And I'm not going to do that, Phil. I'm not going to do that. Eve,
I think you should. Fuck it.
Yes, Aaron. I love the regular programming thingies. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Eve. It's the little things. Sometimes a death brings people together.
Yeah, but they both spent the last fucking year of this man's life shitting all over him.
That is a very interesting point, because that was also part of the conversation that I was having with my friend that led me to be like, this is important enough to put my own ego aside.
There's nothing important enough for me to put my own ego aside. Fuck that.
You know, someone, whether it happened organically, whether it was his fault, it was his fault. But what was happening with Mike Rinder is something Scientology has been able to just pour the gasoline on.
Well, what's happening here, I think there's a couple things going on here. One, Aaron particularly is very into like the IDW sort of space, right? Like if anybody remembers, we watched that video of him talking about like if he should go on political shows. And he was talking about people who do like politics. And the way he talked about it was so fucking insane. He was like, oh, the Young Turks, they're like super far left. I don't know. They're way out there. And then he started saying that Ben Shapiro was like right down the middle, and that he thought he could go on the Jordan Peterson show and all this stuff. And it was just the craziest thing. Fucking full on YouTube brain. So that's going on. And also, at least for a time after he was removed from Aftermath, going after Mike Rinder got him big views. And so his audience now, not that he wasn't going to go that way otherwise, but he got like reinforcement from his audience that doing this kind of stuff was going to get him big views. And now that Mike Rinder is dead, I guess you can't get big views shitting on a dead man unless it's Henry Kissinger. Mike Rinder is no Henry Kissinger. And so here we are. They ran out of people to investigate, and so they're investigating themselves, like that fucking Johnny Cash song.
Use it as an opportunity to inflame tensions, tempers. And now that he's gone, it sort of makes sense that if Scientology was going to try to hang on to one person and just inflame things on both sides, as of right now, it would make sense that that person would be me.
They don't have to do that. It's like if you remember, it would be like they might have learned from the O.J. Simpson trial, where I think O.J. was guilty, but the LAPD framed him anyway. And I don't think Scientology is going to make that mistake.
And that part of the conversation made me go, if the only way to prevent Scientology from continuing to get its way is for me to figure out.
They're not getting, they're not doing, what do you mean get their way? The cult is like, they're not in financial trouble, but friend, they don't got no people anymore. What are you talking about? They're not getting their way. Nobody's joining, at least not in the fucking the white world or whatever. I'm hearing stuff from other people that they may be effectively recruiting in what we used to call the global South. But that might just be fucking them claiming that that's the case. And since most of the people that are investigating Scientology only speak English, it might be hard to figure out.
Better. Then I'm willing to do that.
I doubt they're having success. Like in Catholic ass South America, I don't know how good that's going to work for them.
Success of this space is more important than my hurt feelings or my ego. And that's what I'm trying to really own and do something productive with.
Would you just take the money and run? Friend, I think you've probably got enough money saved that you could hang out for 5 years and not do shit. Just take the money and run, you stupid fuck.
Susie says creators can call out bad behavior without name calling or other lowest common denominator BS.
So this is something we talk about on Wednesday, if you could imagine that. It's like if you continuously are noticing bad behavior, harmful behavior by an individual or by like a group of people, but in this case, let's say it's an individual. Well, at some point, I feel like it's rational, logical, in good faith even. Start making some fucking character assessments about the person you've been watching do all this bad shit to other people for fucking however long.
That's true. It would be nice. Like, let's imagine a world where we're all friends, which is kind
like
of
everyone. That'd be fucking complicated. I don't want to live in that world. I can't even keep track of fucking like 50 people watching my Twitch channel. What do you mean we're all friends? Like everybody? I got everybody's phone number and shit. That seems weird. Somebody calls them like, hey, Dave, what's up? And now I'm supposed to know who they are because we're all friends. I don't want that world.
A little bit. I honestly think criticize your friends in private. Support your friends in public.
This is what Eric Weinstein was saying about fucking Sam Harris when Sam Harris went after Brett Weinstein. Does anybody remember this? Eric was like, you need to, sometimes when your friend is acting the fool or whatever, you need to take him. You need to take him and have a glass of fucking $500 scotch. Eric didn't say that, but he doesn't have cheap scotch. He works for Peter Thiel. You need to have this discussion with them privately because this is how men retain our relationships. And it's like, well, that's all well and good if it's just you and your boys or whatever. But these are public figures, right? Like these are all people that everything's public. Sam wasn't criticizing Brett Weinstein in this case for like having a shitty dinner party or, I don't know, borrowing his car and fucking returning it without fucking putting gas in it or whatever kind of fucking interpersonal shit you might have. The criticism was of Brett's behavior as a public person. And so you respond in public. because you were asked about it in public.
That's how I treat my friends. And that's also how I expect to be treated by friends. So
what about me? What if I wanted to talk to this guy in private? He's not my friend, but what if I wanted to talk to him in private about his bad behavior? Because boy, howdy, did he block me everywhere when I put up the first article about him. He may say that he didn't that I'm irrelevant or whatever, but I got blocked by him and by the Aftermath Foundation within 24 hours of publishing the article saying that he needs to be removed from the Aftermath Foundation. Shout out to Mark and Claire Headley. They have unblocked me on all the Aftermath Foundation's social media. I had to even dox my government name to them. Shout out to them. That was very nice of them. Very nice of them.
But I hear what you're saying. You're saying call someone out, but don't call them names. Well, sure. If you have to call them out, is it necessary? But I get.
But I mean, is any of this necessary? Do you need to be on you? Do I need to be on Twitch? Do any of you need to be here watching me? Are there people in his chat? Do they have to be there? Like, what do you mean? Is this necessary? No, we do unnecessary shit all the time because we're human beings. This is all unnecessary. I should be doing like Linux systems administration for a fucking living wage right now, but I'm doing this instead. Is this necessary? I don't know.
Now, you can call them out without being insulting and calling them names, and that is true.
But what if I do call you names? Does that make me any less right when I call you out? Like, I don't understand. This is bullshit.
The regular programming. Thank you very much. I got to say, I'm always impressed at your willingness to self-reflect, Aaron.
Oh, I'm not a fan of any of these people, lamp boobs, but the Headleys, it was nice of them to go through and take the time to go through their block lists and remove me from their block list. It was nice of them. They didn't have to do that. Also, when Mark said thanks, gay, on that one thing they did in the Discord, that was funny.
Thank you so much. It doesn't happen all the time and a lot. I mean, the truth is it does happen all the time. I just don't do videos about it all the time. And oftentimes, oftentimes the self-reflection is to be like, am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Yes, I'm right.
Wait, well, that's not funny. What do you mean the self? If that's what he thinks self-reflection is, I think I figured the whole thing out. Friends, I was feeling introspective the other night, wondering if sometimes I put things on display for my own benefit and my own amusement that all I'm doing is amplifying the bad messages of people who drink their own urine. And then I thought to myself,
and oftentimes, oftentimes the self-reflection is to be like, am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Yes, I'm right.
So that's what I did when I was, sometimes I'm like introspective about like, am I causing harm in a way with what I'm doing? Because I have to think about it, not just to myself, but to like humanity. Am I pouring more gasoline on fires that we shouldn't be? And I do it like this.
Reflection is to be like, am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Yes, I'm right.
And then fucking the case is closed. I did my introspection. It was almost like meditation, actually. I cleared my mind, cleared my conscience. Am I right? Yes.
Okay. So it feels like self-reflection, but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't even have the affect of self-reflection. It has the affect of mental masturbation.
Always result in opening the door to making things better. Joker 37. It's easy to cause division, and it's not easy to right a rift. Deanna Moses. Some things said with this drama has been insane and disturbingly disrespectful.
Fucking just say my name. My God, just say that's me.
That would be one of the understatements of the year. Now we're only 18 days into the year, but still. Okay, Deanna Moses. There are lines though in life. Exactly. And this, well, I'll finish the statement. And if we let people cross them, we aren't honoring ourselves in healthy ways. We can forgive, but not forget or let certain people back in our lives. That is the balance I have never been able to figure out how to.
No, because you fucking can't figure it out if you try to figure it out with your mind. That's gut check shit, dude. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like, ooh, this person, I'm not, we don't even need to make, this person did X, Y, and Z to the media wench. And I know that that's true. We don't care. Well, we do care what it would be, but I don't think that's the case that I know about right now. Those person can go fuck themselves. And then maybe you run into them at a party 10 years later and they're, I don't know, maybe they're married and they have a kid and they seem chill. Maybe you go out in the back and be like, hey, we had this falling out 10 years ago. What's up? But that's like that's gut check time too. Like it's all vibes based, whether or not you think somebody go fuck themselves, because there's no like, doesn't matter what kind of fucking pseudo intellectual podcast you listen to, how many episodes of fucking Joe Rogan you fucking add to your fucking Goon Cave monitor fucking array, or like this is all vibes based. You can't do it any other way. And Aaron, your vibes are bad. Your vibes are bad. Media Wench clocked him before anyone else. I don't remember. We were just watching Scientology videos and I put his video on and she's like, ooh, I don't like him. And it was before anything else. Like, it was before even we figured out that it's all vibes based. Whether or not you like people is largely vibes based. Whether or not you say anything negative about people is a whole different thing. And you sort of have to make those decisions on your own.
The body parts are bigger. Everything is wetter. Everything is louder. Everything is more colorful.
You think this guy watches Dr. K?
Strike in my life. I feel like it ends up pendulum swinging all the way one way or all the way the other way, where I let people back into my life who have no business being in my life.
But that's because there's something about them that you like that maybe you can't fucking put your fucking finger on, or in your case, in without permission. And you just like them and you'll always let them back in.
Or
my God, watching Dr. K be like, hey man, listen, I try not to. Even Dr. K would be like, oh man, I try not to. This is one of these cases where I think I'm gonna have to like refer to you. I'm gonna have to refer you to someone. Gotten in trouble before. I don't think I'm gonna get in the same kind of trouble here.
Where I let people back into my life who have no business being in my life. Or I refuse to ever consider reconciling with people that I should be able to reconcile with. The problem that I end up struggling with is, and honestly, this was one of those situations, is I would have said on any given day over the last 3 months that Nora and Scott are two people that no matter what happens.
Man, you're a fickle bitch, aren't you? My fucking God. What way is the wind blowing?
I would never even consider being tricked into ever letting any of these two people back into my life or in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, Lindsay? Lindsay's beautiful. That's why he keeps going back to her. What's it? Lindsay's beautiful. I think maybe, I don't know if some people here have, met their high school sweetheart or whatever it was and married them or whatever. But if you've been out there like dating and mating and you have that, if somebody's just fine, you might just keep going back to them because they're fine. Because friend, we're all fucking human beings.
And yet you can see the dilemma here. You can see the dilemma is like, if I feel like I'm being true to those values,
I mean, if somebody's fine, yeah, I don't know. Like, attraction is a strange and powerful thing. Yes. But if we get to the point where where any of that from my personal life is on full display here on this channel, it better be because we have 4.5 million people watching, and that's the only thing they'll watch for. And I have a coke habit that fucking just does not quit.
To change my mind, I'm essentially tricking myself into abandoning those values. And so you go, how are you supposed to be able to decide whether that's a mistake?
We bring back Foyne because it's just a little extra emphasis, I think, without being creepy, if I'm being honest, right? Because if you put an extra emphasis on how hot somebody is, usually it's creepy. But I think Foyne, I don't think it does that.
Or not. And I don't know the right answer.
Oh, I'm in Oakland too. I think we could bring it back here. I bet it came from here.
Is if I'm feeling right now, because how do you know what's the right answer when you also have your own blind spots? How do you know how to strike that balance?
I'm sorry. Is he asking how to friend? Is this motherfucker really asking how to friend? or how to like interact with people in an interpersonal way. I like better. He's friends. How do you friend? How do I form human relationships with human people? It seems that I've been doing it wrong and putting it on display on my YouTube channel this whole time. I think that's not how you friend. First of all, you should do it correctly, but then even if you're doing it correctly, you should just mention your friends in passing because you're telling a dumb story when you're drunk late at night on your Twitch channel, possibly.
How can you do the math on that?
You
if
don't.
You have blind spots and you might not know what they are.
Fucking, it's vibes based.
It's almost impossible. It's like impossible.
No, it's totally impossible.
And so all I can say is that it feels like the right thing to do right now. And it feels like it will still feel like the right thing to do tomorrow. And if that feeling changes, then
Wait, what's this money thing that you all keep talking about? I'm streaming. Wait, no, I didn't stream through it. I had MediaWinch stream through it when I was having some problems.
But this is how I feel right now. It's the little things. Exactly. Nobody deserves forgiveness. Forgiveness is not owed. Forgiveness is earned, and forgiveness does not mean forgetting.
But what about somebody else is going to be like, Aaron, y'all should forgive and forget. And he's going to be like, that's true too. That's true too, Becky. And then Becky will be like, oh, well, thanks for responding to my chat.
Don't forget to follow us on social media for beautiful food and inspiration.
Maria Damazzi. Hi, everyone from Greece. Can't count how many times I have said, end. You're finished as far as I'm concerned. And at the same time, or a few minutes later, I regret it. Yeah. Sue Irwin. Hey, I like the stream, playing catch up, and I'm loving the pale shirt color, Aaron. Thank you. I believe this was PTS Type 2 Blue. I broke it out of the SP Spring collection. People have tried to tell me it's not, in fact, spring, and I reject your reality and I insert my own.
I mean, it's kind of a nice shirt. I like the color, but now I don't like the shirt anymore. You ruined it.
Thank you very much. I've been rocking the dark blue lately, but the dark blue shirt is in the laundry right now.
But how many shirts? What are you, Dane Wigington? What do you only got, like one shirt?
Light blue wins the day.
Oh, you don't like the shirt? All right.
Marilyn Hosing.
Everybody's, oh no, I'm not going to call her that anymore. Oh no. Oh, it's this horrible person. Oh God. This video I was like, how does this get worse? Well, fucking Marilyn shows up. That's how it gets worse.
Nick, always good to see you, Marilyn. Community members who've been supported for years have been singled out as enemies because of who they are friends with. Some have left or
no, none of you were friends.
About to leave. This doesn't seem helpful to the cause.
What cause? So here's what's helpful to the cause right now. Check this out. Fucking somebody write this down. If you, for whatever reason in your life, come across someone leaving Scientology and they just ask, like, hey, is there any activism or anything I should check on the internet as I leave the cult of Scientology? What you need to be like, no, Donald Trump shut down the internet. Now it's just pictures of Ivanka. They go, all right, thanks. And they're like, I don't know, go have coffee with them, hang out with them, be their friend.
Continuing to hurt people in the community who have only been here to support us from the beginning is incredibly destructive to the whole
I'll be back.
thing.
I need another drink.
And that's
We're way over. We're going to go late tonight, friends. I feel pretty good too, by the way.
the factors that I considered in, you know, why I needed to own.
He meant to press the Diet Coke button.
That if I wasn't going to take the first step, I could never justify complaining that other people were the problem. And I didn't take the first step so that I could say other people were the problem. I took the first step because I knew that had to be the first step. It was the only step that could be taken, is the first step. Just a Northern girl. Laura has her own mind, though. You should be giving her the option, not her boyfriend. And that's true. That is true. And yeah, you're right. And I will. Eve May Corain, you know what, Aaron? You are very much a very smart human who's trying the best in this ugly fight against the cults and their friends and plans. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Power lies to paralyze. Never bet against an ex-Scientologist reconciliation. Hashtag told you so. Arkansas Flamingo. Aaron, I'm happy to see your growth. I continue to pray for you. Well, thank you very much. Kiki Lahibu. I hate to say it, but there is no just picking up where you left off. You both need to start over and make amends for the way you have both behaved. I mean, I understand.
No, they do both need to make amends for the way they both behave, but they should do it separately from each other. Right? I don't even know. Like, what the fuck's the point now? Nora's like, oh shit, I've been acting like a dumbass. Like, then what happens? All right, cool. What happens? Like, nothing happens because there's nothing here. There's no activist community here. This is all like dueling D and fucking E and F list celebrities.
But it's also, what are my thoughts on this?
Well, I love it when I have to think. First thing I think is, oh shit, I need some thoughts on this. And then I'm like, let me think about what those, what you should, wouldn't you be, never mind. I don't know how thinking works.
The problems with the concept of making amends, at least to a former Scientologist, is that it's so much tied up in Scientology's lower conditions. And it's a little bit of,
what?
I don't use this word, but triggering. And I guess at the risk of getting into defending myself a little bit, which isn't the purpose of the video, my last conversation with
I like banjos. I don't like these people, but I would not listen to dueling banjos for fucking hours on end. So, think of that what you will.
There was a later conversation that I'm forgetting, was me profusely apologizing to her and pledging my undying support to her.
But you did that while she was like under anesthesia, or I don't know, her 4 kids were running around and she couldn't come on to talk to me, or I don't know. It was somewhere in the neighborhood of that. The only time that he was ever really nice to her was this time that she was like too high to remember it. That's right. This is she goes to another school, right? Oh, you can't meet her. She goes to another school. She's my girlfriend. She goes to another school.
So again, I realize I
bet he berated the shit out of her while she was under fucking coming out of anesthesia. Like, I'm fucking like 80-20. He like berated her.
Here. So I guess I said I wasn't going to say anything negative. It's like to have that phone call and then.
Oh, you're under anesthesia. Let's talk about something important.
Have agreed to talk the next day. And then without a text message or without a missed phone call to then be.
Let's hash out this interpersonal. Now, this is very different, by the way. If you have an interpersonal conflict with somebody that you really want to solve, and let's imagine that we lived in a world where the things I'm going to describe are not highly illegal, but also fentanyl doesn't exist. You want to hash out a disagreement you have with somebody who you really care about and you think they really care about you, each pop half a Molly, wait an hour and talk about it. You can probably make some progress. As long as it's not somebody you used to fuck, because then things might get a little touchy-feely. And
someone I thought was one of my closest friends, and then it's never stopped since then. I will admit, it is hard for me to bring myself to a place emotionally where I feel like I owe apologies and amends.
Well, that's crazy because you fucking... Really? You don't think rolling with some? I don't know. Okay, that might be bad advice. Well, I'm not Dr. K.
Which is why I didn't start out my reach to Nora that way. But you'll notice I'm also not asking for an apology or amends. And so I'm still considering this
Dr. K should be doing more ketamine.
Street. I think it is possible to pick up where you left off. but maybe that's just one of my blind spots. Kylie says, I like this community, but I feel like so many of the fans are freaks. I just watch YouTube. I can't imagine spending hours on bullying live streams and gossip Reddit threads. It's scary, to be honest.
I just watch YouTube. What? Reddit is fun. If you don't give a fuck, Reddit is very fun. Reddit is like phrenologists and hall monitors and I don't know, people that might help you fix your like 1992 Toyota Corolla, if you ask nicely.
It is scary. And no offense to anyone in the live chat community, I will point out that one of the things that is...
Oh, no, don't take a fucking hit of Molly with you. No, don't take a hit of Molly with your ex. No. I mean like a friend, not a loved one, like just a friend that you have some fucking drama with. No, don't take that shit with somebody you used to fuck.
For this former Scientologist.
One of you is going to catch the feels and the other one's not going to, and it's going to go bad. And it's not going to be the real feels. It's going to be the fucking roll feels. The roll feels can happen to anyone at any time, and it's not great.
Community, and I guess it's my fault for, getting everyone to do live streams, is the live chats. The live chat, not you good people in the live chat. The live chats is the medium through which all of the toxicity and negativity spreads.
Well, that's because you have YouTube brain.
If all of us former Scientologists...
What about Discord?
We're just pre-recording and editing and uploading videos, none of this unbelievable toxicity would be able to spread the way that it does.
All right.
You guys will notice the people spreading the most toxicity in the live chats are anonymous accounts. Now, of course, there's a lot of actual...
So this guy, this is really weird. His focus on this, because the internet allows you to have a handle. In fact, it used to, like, do you remember, like, anybody here old? Like, in their fucking, like, early 40s or older? I think the answer is yes. Anybody remember how to spot, like, somebody your parents' age on, like, fucking AOL? It would be somebody who used their full government name as their handle on AOL. You're like, oh shit, that's a fucking baby boomer.
Destructive freaks.
Their birth year too. Oh yeah, Net Zero was good.
Contributing to that as well. But even if those people weren't there, the anonymous Scientology controlled accounts would still be there doing the exact same thing.
Except I don't know that this is happening. Friends, there are Scientology. I don't even know. Are we ex-Scientology expert? Are we Scientology? I didn't mean to hear an expert on anything. I don't think they have the people to do that. I don't think they have any people left. We all had dial-up at one point. I don't think they have any people to do this.
Which is why I moderate my live chat so heavily and my comments so heavily. This is my platform. This is my space. This is
not your platform.
My house. You want to make it a shit show? You don't get to. You want to drag other people? You don't get to. You want to inflame wars? You don't get to. Do it on your own channel. Show your own face. You know what I'm saying? I would give that advice to everyone else, but I'm not the boss of everyone else, so it's just advice.
So, Athena, I think that the problem here, and I had certain critical thinker at large got mad at me hell out of nowhere once about this. I think the boogeyman's dead. I think we're looking at what happens to an activist community when the machine they're raging against stops machining.
And the truth is, some creators do seem to want
move on, Jenkins,
the drama and the division. So, okay, I think I lost my spot. Kylie, all of the clear troublemakers in this community genuinely don't seem normal. And I feel like they're either paid by Scientology or mentally unwell.
That's right. Everybody that fucking doesn't like fucking this, that, or the other thing that I do like is either paid by a fucking space alien called or cuckoo birds. This is like either A, taking away people's agency, or B, this is like gaslighting. Like, word gaslighting like doesn't mean shit anymore, but this is gaslighting essentially. This is what it is. She's trying to do it. She doesn't have the channel. No, it's not and colloquially crazy to think that Aaron's a piece of shit and that all this is kind of funny to watch. I think it's the normal human response is to be like,
well, I can understand why you would feel that way. This is good. Buttercup 49. This is good for the community. So the focus can get back to exposing this dangerous cult. Yeah. Nikki Lahibu. I hope you both find peace and appreciation for what
live, laugh, love.
Do and for the passion you both hold for the overall objective.
Don't forget to follow us on social media for beautiful food and inspiration.
You two are not on the same page. I'd leave it alone and let the other party come up with better coping skills. That's possible. Soon, Aaron, you're setting up boundaries. It is not your problem that she feels hurt by that. I know it's not my problem. I know. But
no, you're taking damage from Nora. It's fucking wild that he's taking damage from Nora, but he's taking damage from Nora.
Also might be unrealistic for me to expect instant results.
Could you all just let's step back for a second. Let's think of some of the homies, right? Some of the other streamers like Justin, fucking Kai, Proudly Radical, fucking Joni VC Archives. Who else? Amy C3, fucking No Comment Chick. Who else do we have? Marcus. Marcus hasn't been on in a while. I'll work on that. Marcus, Homozygote. Fucking Rhizome, fucking Matt Bender, all the homies. Could you imagine if any of us, Destiny's not our homie. Those aren't our homies. But could you imagine if all of us just started factioning off and fucking talking shit about each other?
Or agreement. And anyway, I take your point. Emor, I'm actually impressed with your thought process.
Oh, well, yes. That person's brilliant.
You can call me a lot of things. I may be a lot of things, but my mind is like racing 24/7. And
that's not great. Maybe that's a lot to deal with, especially this guy's mind. If my mind was racing 24/7, I'd just be on Grindr all the time.
It's usually racing, trying to figure out, what am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about this? Whether it's good things or bad things. And I am like, it's almost a problem.
I'd be dual phoning Grindr.
And and it actually keeps me from getting things done I need to get done. And I guess my point is there's that thought process, the thought processes that I am articulating to you right now. This is what goes on in my head, like 20 hours of the day, no matter what.
Whoa, friend, you need to sleep more. As a person who probably sleeps too much, if I'm being honest, friend, 4 hours, sleep more.
What it's about. It could be about small things, but yeah. Okay. Main mom, we can agree to disagree. Very true. Abigail, so there's basically no way you can win, Aaron. Fair point.
Well, win what?
Which is all you can do. Hopefully things will improve in the future.
Win what?
Literally Lisa from H-Town. Regardless of all this recent drama, it's clear that you both care and love each other as humans. That doesn't mean you have to be best buddies. It just means you have a history. All right. Eileen Bradley, if someone made hours and hours of streams bashing me, I wouldn't put any more energy.
Man, I wish somebody would make hours and hours of stream bashing me. We would throw a fucking party. I'd do a 24-hour live stream with 24 hours of their stream bashing me.
There's a limit to,
as Nora would say,
because I'm down to clown.
What someone has to put up with.
Well, I don't care.
Sentiment is why I decided I was never going to respond to anything Nora sent me ever. But it doesn't feel, it feels like that way of operating may be making things worse. Because
but which one of you is going to do that? I mean, I know some of you hate me, but are any of you going to take the time to make a video about it? I don't think so.
Things would just sort of chill out. And it's not.
Nora got warned off, dude.
Messier.
I don't think it was Aaron.
messier and messier. Anyway, I'm acknowledging the truth of your statement and going,
I'm just kidding. I don't know if you hate me or not.
it's the same thing I said earlier of how do you know what the right balance is to strike? It's quite literally impossible to know. You can only go with what feels right. And what feels right changes over time. And it changes with the mood.
I don't hate you. You're just scary.
Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. Donna Hannah, Ramon's girl.
Yeah, Athena's like, fucking, we're coming up in the world. We got hate watchers now.
And this is amazing self-awareness and growth. I'm proud of you.
Oh, Athena, did you know our YouTube channel got monetized? You know how I knew it got monetized? It's because now I get a fucking message anytime I post a video in my inbox that says, your YouTube video cannot be monetized.
I have your back and always will. Thank you, Donna. You know I read all of your emails, and I've been responding to much more of them lately. So thank you. Born Ancient. Respect for your self-reflection and for being the one to reach out, Aaron.
The self-reflection was, am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Do you remember that, everybody? We watched it like 19 times. He was like, am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. That was his self-reflection.
Huge. Sadly, we don't always get the closure or solution we want.
Oh, no, fucking whatever. Like, fucking, I don't care if you're here every night. Whatever, Athena. Glad you're here tonight.
Is proud of you.
I don't know why you're here watching this shit with us, but glad you're here.
Come on, eh? If you can't disagree with something someone says without falling out, that person isn't your friend. They're using you. Ex-Scientology folks get to have their own perspective, period.
Well, no, again, like, what are they saying? How often are they saying it? What are they doing? Like, what do you mean? This is just like, this is like so detached from reality. Yeah, if somebody has some fucking political position you don't agree with, well, you have to decide how important that is. If it's about the size and role of government, whatever, maybe your friend's like a libertarian curious. If your friend is libertarian curious and then starts talking to you about the age of consent and how that's fucked up, well, maybe you should find a different friend. You know, everything exists like on a continuum. You got to take things on a bit of a case-by-case basis in your personal life and maybe in who you associate with publicly.
I totally agree. Evelyn O'Brien, I think you did the next right thing and appreciate your self-reflection. So,
yeah, but it's self-reflection. We watched it a few times. It was like, am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, I'm right.
Some people are in our lives for a reason, and some, I think you meant not for a reason. And some are not for a reason.
Wait, no, this channel, we're a hate watcher. This channel hate watches everything. Do we watch anything we like around here?
Both.
We just do it as a group.
Love seeing your positive growth. Power lies to paralyze. Can't hurt. Here's $10 for trying.
Why'd you give him $9.99?
Karen Berg, you did the right thing by reaching out to people. Yet all of you,
seeing your positive growth. Well, thank you.
I'm hoping all of you.
I hope you mean like in my following and not as a human being, because I think like every 6 months I do this, I become like a 1 or 2% less a worse human being, I think.
Fresh. Forgive and forget or not forget. Just all of you, please start fresh. But first, coffee. Susie Oberholtz. Susie, I did get your email the other day. Sorry, I didn't respond to it. You can be a community and disagree. You cannot be a community and attack everyone. I like that statement.
I'm rapidly decaying.
You can respectfully disagree without attacking each other. Yep. And to be honest,
oh, like those fucking things on the, remember on the fucking, was it the Muppet Show?
Yep. And to be honest, I'm going to try not to do
Yep.
the thing where I said some good stuff and then I said some
those are the cool, those aliens were cool.
Afterwards, I still truly believe
Sesame Street was kind of based and sort of like psychedelic for a while there.
You
think fucking Snuffleupagus wasn't high?
Absolute moment things went south between me and Scott is when Scott decided he was going to use his platform to call out former Scientologists in this community as bad actors.
But that's just Stephen Mango. Stephen Mango, you know, he got his problems. Not a great actor, although his appearance as pool teen on some B movie was probably riveting.
And I basically said, nobody's going to do that to my friends without me saying something.
And now half of those people aren't your friends, maybe 2/3.
And he was also calling out 86 GOP for being a bad actor because 86 GOP said he wasn't going to send Scott any more money. 86 had given Scott $15,000 to buy everything needed for the Occupy L. Ron Hubbard event. And
Does anybody remember this? Does anybody remember this? There was an encampment on a university campus protesting the genocide in Gaza. And these people decided that they were going to set up their tents in front of fucking Big Blue or whatever on L. Ron Hubbard Way. And then, like, I don't know, some fucking people showed up that were like sex pests or fucking sexual assaulters or like whatever. And then they just all shut it down because it was stupid. And also, like, there were sex pests there or worse. I don't remember. Wasn't paying that much attention to it.
when someone's paying for your whole thing, they get to ask you to do things a particular way. And if you don't want to, he gets to say, okay, then I'm not going to give you any more money.
Right, that happens.
Just how the world works. That doesn't make someone a bad person. It doesn't make someone a Scientology plant.
Wait, what was the thing they wanted you to do because they were giving you money? Excuse you, what was the thing? If somebody's like, hey, I'll give you fucking $5,000 a month, keep doing your show, I'll take it. Then eventually they come on, they're like, hey, you know, it just really sucks. Like, so my best friend is Brett Weinstein, and he's just like really upset with how you're covering him. And, you know, I'm giving you all this money. And I'd be like, goodbye and thanks for all the money.
And
I'd have a Babble.
I'm misremembering it. That was the first time someone tried to call other good people in this community bad actors or Scientology plants. And I'm talking about...
No, everybody was accusing everybody of working for Scientology before whatever the fuck this was. This was just like a year ago or something. This is like a year and a half ago. This was not, nuh-uh. This is bullshit. You're full of shit. I think people called me a Scientology plant. Well, I'm not part of this community. All right, fair enough.
Scientologists. Rib Guy is an ex-Scientologist. Tori Magoo is an ex-Scientologist.
Okay.
Eric Rader is an ex-Scientologist. When someone, Scott, who's never had anything to do with Scientology, who only showed up to this movement.
Oh, I think Scott might be the one that fucking told everybody in the trucker convoy that Lee Dundas worshipped a space alien. I don't like Scott, but I'm starting to figure out that I think DOA is the reason they kicked Lee Dundas off the trucker convoy. I think. That's Tori Magoo. We had her on. She's so sweet. Oh, I should publish that. I should redo that. Somebody remind me tomorrow. I've been publishing all of our old Scientology. Yeah, we talked to Tori Magoo. She's super nice. She ain't got shit to do with Aaron so far as I know. Oh, good night. Good night, my Lord Ines.
About a year ago to be a professional protester, starts trying to say that ex-Scientologists working to expose the cult that they grew up in and left are bad actors. You don't get to do that to my friends without me saying something.
Right. So what?
And then when I said something, all of a sudden, Scott wanted to be like, oh, I'm just going to ask questions about the foundation. Where's the money going, Aaron? What's wrong with that?
Other people were already asking these questions. Scott, DOA, didn't come up with this shit all by himself. Other people are already asking this, you dumb motherfucker. Where'd the money go? Where'd the 50 grand go? You said more than 50 grand. Where'd it go?
Asking questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. Implying that...
Yeah, that's also important. Like, Athena, you're right. Like, what actions did they take? Were they just an extra on burn notice? Do you mean that kind of bad actor? Or were they doing bad shit?
dishonest things going on just because you're trying to cause strife isn't just asking questions. That's the thing. There's nothing wrong with just asking questions.
Well, no, there might be. Like, what are the questions?
Just asking questions. Scott only decided to go to war with me and try to go to war with my friends and my board members and my foundation when I called him out for calling my friends bad actors. Do you see?
Yes, this is
how
why. Like, why is this some kind of revelation? This is how this works. Like, he went after your friends or whatever, and you went after him, and fucking he went after you, and now half of those people that you were defending aren't your friends anymore.
This is how it went down.
It's how it went down, everybody.
With this statement. Oh, is it still there? Yes, this right here. You can be a community and disagree. You cannot be a community and attack everyone.
God, she looked terrifying.
What you just said, the truth of what you said, and violating that is, in my opinion, how this all began. Okay.
No, it all began with you. You're like a massive piece of shit, and it all began with you. That's it. It isn't the rest of this. Like, if this guy wasn't a giant piece of shit, we'd be watching Fire by Night by right now, wouldn't we? We'd be like the very beginning of Fire by Night, wouldn't we?
Tony Hoban, so hoping for the best. Anger is a dangerous entity to get swallowed up in for a long period of time. Julia O'Connell, I am heartbroken over the divisions. Eileen, new year, new start.
New me.
Frizz, they're not going to stop attacking you, Aaron. You just do you. Keep showing up. You're still the best at presenting anti-Scientology content. That is a fact.
When was the last time Aaron presented any anti-Scientology content to anyone? Maybe it was yesterday and I'm just wrong.
You may be right. And the truth is, I'm not doing this to keep anyone from attacking me. It doesn't really bother me.
Yeah,
What
I'm
bothers
above it
me
all.
Is trying to go, what does this look like 6 months from now? What does this look
Now,
like?
hopefully 6 months from now, you fucked off to a cabin in the woods like Marty Rathbun
Attract
did.
more people. Does it look to be something that
Far away from neighbors.
If I see how it's going now and I look 12 months in the future, does it look like something that the people running the programs over at Scientology to destroy this movement, are they going to be going over there going like, we're making good progress?
They have to do nothing, and they can be like, we're not even doing anything, and we're making good progress. Look at how these people are behaving. Because again, these people, they worship a space alien, but they're not stupid. Not all of them are. Some of them are stupid. They're just like anybody else.
That's all. That's what's motivating me to try to do this. Are they going to go, yeah, we did it. We did it. And not only.
So if I was advising the cult of Scientology, I would say, hey, you know what's great is the more this guy talks, actually, it's good. What you need to do is just not do anything. I don't know. I mean, you're clearly running a real estate scam, right?
Not only did we do it, we got them to do it to themselves. And as of right now,
No, they didn't. I don't think they set any of this in motion.
Unless we actively try to change something, I think that is the way it will look 12 months from now. Marilyn Honig. Oh, Marilyn Honig. Welcome as a new channel member. And Bliss Chris. Well,
Wait, he didn't even read her message. What kind of friend is that?
oh, Marilyn Honig.
She didn't have a message. Never mind.
And Bliss Chris. Well, now it's time to put a wall up and ignore her noise. You tried. I personally watch y'all for the content. Others seem to like the infighting more.
The infighting is the content. There's no content left. The cult is dead. I'll be right back. Oh God, look at Oracle. She's got like a logo for Oracle. I bet she's she worked for Oracle? Who knows?
Your content supporters are your real ones. Thank you, Bliss Chris. I really appreciate that. Marilyn Honig gifted 5 channel memberships. Thank you. Doesn't matter to you, not to me. Trolls coming from both or many sides. The hate needs to stop. Get back on point. The problem is when the hatred and the division is what gets you your clicks. I don't care about clicks. Making you your money. If the hatred and the division is what's making you your money, and if you care more about that than the movement, then you're going to lean into that. I say judge someone by their actions and not their words. If someone continues to lean into hatred and division, despite efforts to stop that, know them by their actions, folks. Natalie is a great example of not engaging in YouTube drama. Yeah, and she gets absolutely attacked for it. It's unbelievable. Know them by their actions, folks. Jesus Christ. No one has tried to stay out of people's bullshit and business more than Natalie, and she gets absolutely crucified for it. It's insanity, folks. We're here to expose Scientology. You know, we're not here to be the Real Housewives of Scientology. Elise, Aaron, you just keep trying. Aaron, you just keep trying with people that were friends. Okay. Henley, proud of your introspection, Aaron. Please keep it up. I never left and will not leave you, as I know we are all broken people. Thank you. V-Bombs, so proud of your growth. You're awesome. Thank you. Bonsai babe. Maturity in this community is hard to come by. A neutral truce would be welcome by many of us. That's right. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to be each other's hype people. A cessation of the violence would be nice, because you guys know, look, I'm in a particularly constructive bridge building mood, but you guys have seen the other side of me.
Particularly constructive grid building.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's make peace while there's peace to make.
Make hay while the sun shines.
Middle East, aren't they about to agree to a truce? Aren't the negotiations over in the Middle East about to make some good progress?
Okay.
I think if they can do it, we can do it. All right, Lexi Ann, personal drama needs to be kept private. Yes. You can still like someone and dislike some of their behavior. Tell me more. Bliss Chris, the infighting content grabs you a lot of views and subs for a time. Right when those creators switch back to content, those supporters will be moving on to someone else. I love you for your content, Aaron. Thank you very much. That's what she says, I like seeing this softer analytical side of Aaron. It's very non-Scientology of him. Do you know what's funny? This softer analytical side of me is the side of
the softer, more analytical side. What are those? What are you, fucking Lex Fridman? You're gonna tell everybody he wants love and peace now? What the
me
fuck?
That when things were really hard and heavy in the Sea organization and everything was fucking terrible and awful, and all I could see was like,
now he's doing this. I was in a cult. He has to remind everybody I was in a cult and it sucked. Well, no shit, it sucked. But now you've gone out into the world and made other people's lives suck.
Shit, and being declared and expelled. I would basically sit down and handle myself.
I mean, I've sat down and handled myself before too, but I don't think that's what he's talking about.
Never one of these guys that would go to the ethics officer or my senior or anyone and be like, I'm having trouble. Can you help me? Can we talk it through? I don't talk things through. I feel worse about things when I talk them through. I have to think them through. And I can't think when someone else is talking, and I can't think when I'm talking. I got to just think. And
that's weird.
And I would sit down and I would like go over process it and process it and process it and process it.
This is YouTube brain where you got to like get by yourself and like fucking think things through to come up with the right answer for everything. This is YouTube brain here. Absolutely fucking YouTube podcast brain. Maybe if you're quietly in a room with someone else and there's a microphone, maybe you could think things through that way too.
Figure out what about this I could take responsibility for. And then as soon as I was like, that's it. That's the thing. That's the key.
What is happening?
And then I would feel better about the whole thing. And then I would, go resolve whatever the conflict or the problem was that got me into all the trouble in the first place. And then I would.
Pupusama, I love you too. You've shown up at a strange time, but I'm glad you're here.
Go do my lower conditions and I would be a good old Sea Org member again. Now, of course, I'm telling you how I would auto brainwash myself to stay in a cult. So this is not a feel good story here, folks, but it shows this is not necessarily the non-Scientology side of Aaron. This
Wait, what?
capacity to do this also enabled me to stay in the cult for a lot more years than I needed to. And I don't really.
There's something wrong with this guy. I mean, obviously, but there's something. Why is he? What is this?
really know what to think about that, you guys. I guess good tools can be used for good or bad. It's all retro. Hey, Aaron, I'm a longtime viewer and I'm not going anywhere because you're so good at this YouTube shizzle. I love that comment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
That crazy Canuck. True, Aaron.
True, Iran.
You can work things out, but no, a person is not right to be in your close inner circle too. There you go. You both need to be adult enough to agree to disagree and be okay with it. Love it.
No, what? Like, I think Nora already agreed to. Oh shit! Somebody gave this dude $50 Get the fuck out of here. I'd do if somebody right now gave me $50. Well, not much. I'd put it towards a yearly website renewal. We gotta pay for that. It's kind of expensive. What did somebody give this guy? What is the sticker? Oh, we have that on. We never go live on YouTube on Thursdays. And I learned my lesson. I was like, oh shit, our channel's monetized. I went live on YouTube last Thursday. Fucking copyright strike.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Debbie Baker, Aaron, I'm so proud of you. At least you looked into the mirror and found out that you could be and are, or you could be a big and better man that all of us have seen in you. I'm so proud of you.
No, he looked in the mirror and said, am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Yep, I'm right. We watched that. We backed that up a few times. I feel like we observed that. We observed that in multiplicity.
This, Aaron. Thank you very much, Debbie. Arnie Van Helen, I used to think she was fun as hell, even in Mike Rinder videos, but now she is so out there.
That's just somebody shitting on Leah Remini. Leah Remini a little out there, but she all right. I like her. But what if I don't? Who cares? She's a fucking like actual celebrity, fucking whatever.
Tina and the last 20. The best world leaders establish your basic principles you both agree upon and build a bridge to work together.
That's fantastic. This is like a fucking international diplomacy.
Sounds right. Oops, I skipped one. Joe Raz and her alien dog. I am demanding more funny videos. Aaron, you have to pick up your game.
Oh, this is a very funny man.
Christy Covington. I sincerely hope that you both continue focusing on bettering yourselves and finding peace and healing. Just genuine Ginny Stout. Here's seed money to bring the whole community back together. Because in my experience, community is not just a thing. It is the only thing. Y'all go out for a virtual ice cream cone. That's very nice of you, Jenny. Thank you.
He used to do funny videos, apparently.
World of enchantment. The church acquires its joy from those who are not with them, tearing each other apart.
Yeah, the church is, the cult of Scientology is like not paying any attention to this because they know it's still going on. And they don't have a lot of people. They got fucking real estate scams to do, friend.
Scientology didn't win again. Oh, thank you for that. I like that. A buckled up a buttercup. One rule that I've always found profoundly helpful is just try to leave the person you're dealing with a little better than you found them.
Ooh, Aaron's not good at this.
Wise advice. Adam Carmona. We need a grand peace treaty signing ceremony with little flags and everything. That would be so funny. And Natalie should broker the peace deal.
Wait, what? Who's Natalie? Oh, we don't like her, right?
What trying to do is be a bigger, better man than Mike Rinder could ever.
Well, now I guess ever be, but now he's, I don't know, Mike Rinder dead. What the fuck? Fuck you, Teppy. This is rude. That motherfucker is dead.
Or B. Oh, I don't want to. This isn't a drag Mike Rinder video. Mike Rinder death really opened your eyes. I am so proud of you for trying to do better. You are the best. Thank you.
What?
Does it matter to you? Not to me. It is upsetting to watch the emotional drain this is causing to the ex-members. You know, and
like I'm fucking invigorated by it. I'm not an ex-Scientologist, but I'm invigorated by this. Let's go.
That's undeniable. That's undeniable.
Fuck you, Debbie. Corpse kicking. Oh man, it's like different than beating a dead horse. It's mostly because like I don't think anybody here has a weapon.
It is fucking exhausting, and it's not productive unless you've sat down.
Oh, is anybody here? We had a nice, like when Mike Rinder died, we had like a nice tribute. I think like some of us got wasted. I know I did. We watched old Mike Rinder videos until we didn't want to watch old Mike Rinder videos, and everybody went to sleep. It was very nice. What does Twink taste like? I don't know. You want the stream to keep going, or maybe I can report back tomorrow?
And created a construct in your mind where this is the righteous path. And it's what allows you to keep going on that path. And you've tricked yourself into thinking that anybody who wants you to go on another path is trying to trick you. And they're trying to
What is happening here? Hold on, we have to go back.
Created
I feel like there's, listen, there have been great philosophers in the time of humanity that have described life in very profound ways. And I think you're about to witness one of them right now.
It is fucking exhausting, and it's not productive unless you've sat down and created a construct in your mind where this is the righteous path. And it's what allows you to keep going on that path. And you've tricked yourself into thinking that anybody who wants you to go on another path is trying to trick you, and they're trying to hurt you, and they're trying to abuse you, and they're trying to gaslight you. And it's like, okay.
I think at this point it would be very hard to gaslight such a person for, whatever reason.
All right. Cats, bats, and flowers. Comment, missed the first hour. Seems to me you've grown. Self-awareness, compassion, and empathy.
They missed the first hour.
A gift to yourself and the people in your life. Very nice. Donna Hanna, new member. Thank you. Abraham, it's good to learn your mindset and thought process as it helps put into...
No, this is not good to know. What is this, fucking group therapy? This is some asshole's YouTube channel that you're watching, Abraham.
Context the many things that have been misconstrued by others. That's a good point, Abraham. And that is why I do like to explain how I came to decide to do things exactly for what you just said here. Debbie Baker, I must say that you've always been honest on your channel. You choose.
Oh, I think that's probably not true.
To discuss.
But me neither. I gotta lie to you sometimes too. What the fuck?
Chosen what you wanted to share with us, but you were always honest with us. I am so glad you mentioned that, because I've never really had a reason to like do a whole video about this, but I feel that in this community, you either have to choose to say, I'm not going to talk about that, or if you're going to talk about it, you better fucking be honest about it.
What if you just talk about shit and lie about it? Friends, I will lie to you tonight. I will tell all of you lies. I'll tell you lies here on the channel. If you DM me on Discord, I'll fucking respond. And if you're like, are you telling me the truth? I will immediately tell you a lie. Like, who fucking cares? This is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit.
Because a lot of people in this community
I have a really good remix of that song.
Saddled with keeping other people's secrets and lies, who have chosen to lie to all of you about shit they know we all know they're lying about.
Yeah, but I do that too. What now, Aaron?
And it's fucking bad for business. And it's...
I call Ivanka Trump the first lady. We all know that's not the first lady. Well, actually, the truth gets a little fuzzy here.
Bad for the community, because putting the onus on other people to keep your fucking lies for you That's when those chickens eventually come home to roost. So I feel
not if I told a lie about the chickens, or maybe I told the chickens a lie and they never came back.
that what you have said is exactly how I have approached my channel. I've either said, that's not worth talking about it, and I'm not going to talk about it, or I'm not even going to acknowledge it.
Yeah, but what are you doing right now?
Or if I do talk about it, it's going to be fucking honest. I think that's what audiences want. You know, people, I know that when I watch people on YouTube, I just want to feel like I'm talking to a friend who's being authentic.
But that's a crazy way to watch YouTube. That's it. I think it's a crazy way for you to watch my channel and shit too. I'm not your friend. Like, I don't mean to be rude. If I met you at a cocktail party, maybe we could become friends. You'd probably be the coolest person there if you're still watching this channel after all these years. But that's not what, if I watch a video, and I know that people are going to get mad here. It's controversial. If I go watch a video on somewhere, I want to be entertained. That's why I like to watch something. I want to be entertained. Stop love bombing me. It's 3 minutes. My fucking spicy poo-poo-sama is better. Poo-poo-sama's like, listen, I love other streamers and I will go to their channel. Poo-poo-sama's like, you think I come in here and you're the only person I tell that I love you?
That's how I have tried to approach what I've tried to approach. Now, of course, I know there's other people who'd be like, you lied about this, you lied about this, you lied about this, you lied about this. And I go, no, I didn't. You just think I did because you don't have all the information. So
that's right.
Mary James, the only one that benefits from all the chaos and division is Scientology.
Nope. Echoplex Media as well. Like, short to medium term, the worse this gets, the better for me. Also, you should give me your money. Like, you go to Scientology and they could like be like, oh, aren't you glad you're here? Give me your money. And it's a trauma porn. That's right. I do the trauma porn.
They're loving it. I agree. Tiggy, thanks, Aaron. Happy to hear these words and reflections. You're clearly passionate about bringing down Scientology. Keep up the
no, I don't know. Not so much.
Work. It's true. Nothing. Well,
no, fucking Scientology in like America was dead in like 2012.
Doing these videos.
Are you good? Don't goon. That's weird.
If I didn't make any money
how many displays do you have this guy
on these videos? I would still do them while making money another way. Nothing drives me more than trying to be Scientology's worst nightmare and trying to get other people to do the same.
Yeah, but nobody's doing that. Nobody cares about Scientology anymore. I mean, I care about it like sort of like tangentially. I don't care about it anymore. God, if somebody left the cult of Scientology right now, the worst thing that they would find is the internet movement opposing Scientology.
Where all former Scientologists can say exactly what they want to say without editors, producers, lawyers, networks, corporations censoring them. All of us being able to say whatever we want on here is Scientology's worst nightmare. The fact
is it though, because you're saying whatever you want. And it seems like I don't think you're a Scientologist. I think there's like almost approaching 0% chance that he's like an op or whatever. But like the fact that this guy's like an absolute dumbass, it just makes it easier for like the 9 people who are still Scientologists. No, I'm not former Scientology. Absolutely not.
That we're even able to make money doing it is doubly Scientology's worst nightmare, which is why once I started to get success on this thing, I told everyone I could, come on board, everybody. This is the promised land.
But that's crazy.
I'll help you in any way I can. I heard Nora say, Aaron promised me I would make $20,000.
Karen De La Carriere did that before you did, Aaron.
A month. I said, no, I told you I was making $20,000 a month. And I told you, you could too, because you're good at this. Nora said,
I don't think he's currently OSA. Like, could they put up with, listen, whether or not you worship a space alien is irrelevant. How long could any given individual or group of individuals put up with Aaron Smith-Levin? Osa might try to recruit him, and he may try to join when all of this comes to whatever kind of end it's going to come to. But then the people at Osa that tried to recruit him, then you know what they have to do? They have to put up with Aaron Smith-Levin.
Said he told some people who was making $20,000 a month. He told other people who was making $70,000 a month. That's because some months I made $20,000 and other months I made $70,000. That's how YouTube works.
Those are funny jokes.
It was only 1 month, guys. It was.
Hold on, are you ready? We got funny jokes here.
Good month. The 70 was just 1 month, and
Film. Oh, that's fucking Streets LA, isn't it?
from the police, William. And by the way, guys, it wasn't $70,000 that month. It was $80,000 that month. It was a good month. Why the fuck, William? Glad you're here, William.
Wait,
I don't.
for me, yeah, $8,000 revenue would be a pretty good month.
Can you take it down? Guys, YouTube is the promised land for former Scientologists.
No, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. This is crazy.
I so want to get back to the days where it was safe and fun for us all to try to collaborate as much.
Yeah, but it's probably safe and fun if you go away. If you go away, other people will be like, oh, cool. I might have even been like, if Aaron didn't exist, me and Oh No Nora might have been a fucking internet homies. We don't know.
As much as possible.
I'll be back.
Guys.
I need another drink.
It's
Wait, how much time's left on this?
if we're gonna do this, let's
I can
do it right. You know, let's have fun doing it. Anyone who thinks we're not supposed to have fun doing it, I simply disagree with you. Anyway, so look at me getting all nostalgic, you guys. I just want to get back to the good old days, you guys. All right, let's see. Does it matter to you? Not to me. The eye of the storm is calm, while everything around it deals with the wrath. Ooh, that stings. It's true. The people in this community who are here to support us are some of the people getting hurt the absolute most. And it's like, what better way to hurt the community than to push away and get rid of all the people who are here to support the community, who are part of the community for everyone's sake, for all of our sakes, even for the sake of the people who want to be here and continue supporting us. We need to figure out a better way. Nisa, airing your dirty laundry in public is not the greatest thing to do. If somebody is saying something rotten about you, cover your ears. All right. Lexi Ann, this is the Aaron that brought me here and will keep me here. Thank you, Lexi, and thank you for being here. Gabuddy Neverin, have always loved your content and supported you. Love your self-reflection and growth. Thank you very much. Christine Canton, I usually change the channel when I find out a live stream is just bashing other people. I'm here for the information about Scientology. Thank you. Mad Marsha, I hate that every public squabble amongst ex-Scientologists I know. Wait, I hate that every public squabble among ex-Scientologists I know, Scientology will use as fodder. Absolutely. Oh, I don't even have water here. Okay.
Yeah, except they're not. They have not.
Proud of you. You've always been 100% honest with us.
Well, it's
I've tried,
for
Debbie.
Aaron.
And I think I have.
Or 7, actually, after that.
Naomi Hales. Back to game nights. That's the promised land, you guys. I said we were going to get back to game nights once I finally got the foundation approved by
we play a video game here. Oh, wait, the Media Wench plays video games on stream.
YouTube.
We have game nights.
For the YouTube giving program. And I had done the procedure that I thought was the procedure for getting that approved. And it turns out it was the wrong procedure. And then I tried to do the right procedure. And then there was a fuck up between GuideStar.
And he's on drugs? Oh, it's only an hour 20. Yeah, you could have taken some kind of fucking like gas station fucking meth pill before the show, I suppose.
And then I was in YouTube support hell. I was in, what do they call that? Purgatory. I was in YouTube support purgatory. And that finally got resolved. And I was able to resubmit the request just 2 days ago. And even last night, as I was in bed, like late, I was like refreshing my email, looking for the response. And anyway, we should be able to get back to game night really, really soon.
Wait, what? Just do game night on Twitch.
Yeah. And that's it. Okay, guys. Thank you for.
Yikes! So this is the end. Yes,
thank you all who can continue to watch.
All right. Thank you guys. We should probably put this up on YouTube tomorrow.